So you're running out of closet space. But the good news is you don't need to stop shopping. You just need to start selling with The RealReal. The RealReal is the world's largest and most trusted source for authenticated luxury resale. Whether it's that mini bag that can't even fit your phone or those boots you never fully broke in, The RealReal handles everything. From photography and copywriting to shipping and pricing. So you can just sit back, get paid, and make room for things that actually feel like you. And with 10,000 plus new arrivals every single day from top designers like Prada, Celine, Louis Vuitton, and Loewe, all for up to 90% off retail, you're bound to find something perfectly on brand to fill that extra closet space with. Plus, only for the month of January, you can earn up to $550 extra when you sell. Make room for what feels like you. Go to therealreal.com to start selling and earn up to $550 extra to keep shopping. That's therealreal.com. Terms apply.
You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network.
Hey, 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 hey. Oh, apologies, y'all. Look, I thought the reunion looks would come out like around noon, but they literally came out 5 minutes after we were supposed to be live. So, of course, there's certain presentation that I like to give you when I upload them to my platform here. So we will be getting into the Real Housewives of Potomac Season 10 reunion looks. Let me know if you guys can see me, hear me. We are live on Twitch. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Facebook. We're live on X. Shout out to all of you guys. And I rewatched this morning. Rewatched. So that means I watched it last night. I rewatched Traitors. I rewatched the Valley Persian Style. I rewatched, what else did I rewatch? And Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Sidebar, there was another, see, this is what I'm talking about. There's just so many things that I'm rewatching and I'm trying to upload and share for you guys, and I forgot to upload one particular video, and I really would like to upload it when we talk about the Valley Persian Style. So let me just upload that now. As I'm doing that, let me know where you guys are watching from as well. Okay, and let me know. I didn't put in the chat how you would rate Beverly Hills, but let's talk about it. How would you guys rate Beverly Hills this week from 1 to 10? Look, I am not a fan of Reza, okay? I'm not Reza. I'm thinking about Reza. No, I'm not a fan. Well, I'm not a fan of Reza either. I'm not a fan of Amanda, but it's very clear that what they're doing, like they're focusing on Amanda because none of them have anything else really going on. So they're focused. The person they're going to jump on this season is going to be Amanda. And look, does Amanda make it very easy for them? Without a doubt, because at the end, when they start getting into her son dying, and she brought it up, and the way she brought it up, oh, Lord have mercy. We're going to talk about it. We're definitely going to talk about it. I want to first just download this video that I wanted to show you guys when we talk about the Valley Persian Style. And I did it before, but this is the problem. When I'm working on my laptop, then I come to the main computer, and it's all this stuff. All right, shout out to Jacksonville. Shout out to... hold on. Where's everyone watching from? Nashville, I see you. Phoenix, what's going on? Washington, Boston, what's going on? Toronto, Los Angeles, Buffalo. We are buckling up here in New York, and I'm sure the East Coast as well, and other parts of the United States for a major winter storm that's coming this weekend. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I am over the winter. Okay. Hold on. Wait a second. I just missed the comment, and I want to see that. Where did that comment go? Oh, wait. Breakfast with Tiffany says, when you're late, I thought the traitors murdered you in plain sight. Not murdered me in plain sight. Part of me doesn't even like playing that game just because, words are powerful. So I don't like, Kempire was murdered. I don't want those words ever uttered. You know what I mean? What's going on, everyone? What's DC's in the building? I see you guys. It's 3 degrees in Metro Detroit. Hey, Gene. Lord, what's going on in Detroit? New Orleans is in the building. Mississippi's in the building. Georgia's in the building. Nashville's in the building. Sunny. Okay, Jag, you don't got to rub it in. Sunny Miami. Is it nice and warm down there too? I'm assuming. Illinois is -4 degrees, Nikki says. Everyone stay warm. I've been reposting little tips and tricks that people should do, especially with this level of weather that's coming here across this country. So Exactly. Rebuke that. Exactly, Cindy said. Rebuke it. It's all right. It's all right. Eavesdropper says, murder. Like Alan likes to say it. Murder. You see his shirt that he wore last week? Murder. That's the merch that we need in the store, NBC. Not the other little weirdo, Traitors merch you guys. We need like real good. You guys have the potential to make so much money if you put in a lot of effort in the creativity of your merch. I feel like the merch is so lackluster. You could have so much better merch. But that's just me. Sidebar, here in New York City, I think it's going away really soon. They're doing this whole Traitors experience. I would love to do it. But, I think it's about to leave soon. And look, we're all buckling down the hatches for the winter storm. But I want to bring it back to New York. I'd love to be a part of that. It was really cool. I saw some videos that people did on it. Okay? I'm wearing my Dolly Parton t-shirt. Yes. Happy belated birthday to Dolly Parton. She turned 80 years old. And they just honored her with her own day in Tennessee. So shout out to Dolly Parton and all the charitable work that she has done over the years for not just for the state of Tennessee, but around the country. Okay? All right. Let me hold on. Let me put this in preview mode because I gotta upload that video that I wanted to upload for you guys. Hold on. Let me just upload the video. We're multitasking. So you guys do know that I am no longer recapping, just recapping Beverly Hills. I am also, I'm including other stories for Beverly Hills. Sorry, I was doing two things at once. We just can't recap just Beverly Hills anymore. So these Friday recaps have turned into us talking about a bunch of different stories, be it hot topics. It's almost like Tuesday Takeover is back. It really is. This is what Tuesday Takeover was. But Tuesday Takeover, we talked about Below Deck. We talked about 90 Day Fiancé. We talked about different hot topics. It's a lot to undertake for me because there's so many different stories, so many shows to rewatch because I really love rewatching the shows so I can give you my full perspectives. All right, so let me just open up my notes to see where I want to start first. Well, what we used to always do on Tuesday Takeover is tell me your good news. What is your good news? Do you guys have good news to share? Let me know in the chat if you're part of the replay crew. I want to know your good news as well. What's my good news? We secured a bunch of new sponsors for the channel. Happy about that. Yep. Landed a new, there's a couple of things coming up too that I'm excited to talk about. I can't talk about it yet, but I'm excited. I got some good news. There's a lot to celebrate as we continue to build here on the channel. But if you are not subscribed here on YouTube, and maybe you're watching on Facebook, maybe you're watching on Twitch, maybe you're watching on X, follow us on YouTube. You're missing out. I really try to make every platform a different experience. There's so much stuff that I post here on YouTube, long form. There's stuff I post immediately on TikTok. So make sure you're following us everywhere. And the podcast, because the podcast, sometimes I add additional thoughts. I also have Club Kempire where I talk about some stuff that I haven't talked about anywhere else. But in this episode, in this live, our Friday live, I'm going to talk about some tea that I got. All right, I'm going to talk about some tea. But today's live show is brought to you by our friends over at Rose Forever. I'm sure you've been looking. If you've been following us on YouTube and Facebook, you've been seeing my beautiful, luscious red roses. First of all, the dome roses that you see behind me, that is new. But the heart one is from last Valentine's Day. Our friends over at Rose Forever, you can find information in the description so you can get your discount. But Valentine's Day is right on the corner. Valentine's Day, maybe you're going to get flowers for yourself. Maybe you want flowers from your significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, or someone you're newly dating. Or maybe you've been meaning to buy roses for yourself. These roses are real. I still have, remember this one, y'all? This big circular one? I kept it right. I opened it up because I put it away for the holidays. I opened it up, and why does it still smell fresh? You already know this is from a year ago, these roses. Look how luscious these are. And the price, you guys spend so much. Your significant others, you spend so much on roses, and they end up dead in not dead, but yeah, they end up dead in 2 weeks. Our friends over at Rose Forever, luxurious roses, real roses, they got you covered. They're timeless, luxurious, and low maintenance. You don't have to water these. You don't have to worry. A little, mind you, I'm telling you, you could use a blow dryer if there's any dust that collects on them. I haven't even needed to do that. Look at this. I haven't done anything to these roses. These roses are looking luscious. And if you're listening to the podcast, they are luscious. These roses are from a year ago. Okay? A year ago. Okay, so there's all types of heart-shaped, dome-shaped. I love the dome shape. Okay, guys, don't sell out the dome shape. But the dome shape that you see behind me sells out so quickly. So if you've been waiting, this is your time to go do it. Okay? This is your time to go do it. Go get it today. Discount codes and the link is available in the description. Go get yourself, something for something for someone that you love. Look, it's not even just about getting something for your significant other or your partner or your boo or the person you're dating. Get something for your daughter, your son. That is a big thing. I know a lot of people get stuff for their children for Valentine's Day. Here is your opportunity. More information. Get roses that last you at least a year. I can't say beyond a year, but look, this is a year old. These roses that I'm showing you here are a year old. And they still smell like roses. That's crazy to me. Crazy to me. All right, guys. Again, more information on Rose Forever will be available in the description along with your discount code. Okay? All right, where do we even begin? Okay, because I am so big on making sure that we are taking care of ourselves. Bethany Frankel recently revealed that she has stage 2 chronic kidney disease. You could watch her video on her social media platform. But shout out to our friend over at here on YouTube, Dr. Frida. Dr. Frida is breaking down what exactly does that mean and how can we make sure that we are taking care of ourselves. Right, Dr. Frida? So let me play for you what Dr. Frida had to say.
To me, you have stage 2 chronic kidney disease.
Real Housewives of New York's OG alum and business mogul Bethany Frankel shares that she has CKD, chronic kidney disease. I'm Dr. Frida. I'm a board-certified kidney doctor. So let's talk CKD, the causes, how to know if you have it, and what to do about it. Over 35 million Americans have CKD, and most don't even know it. Chronic kidney disease occurs when your kidneys aren't filtering quite the way that they should. We are each born with 2 kidneys, and they're responsible for filtering out your blood. So they get rid of excess toxins, excess fluids. They help to balance your electrolytes. And when they aren't working properly, we call it CKD if you've had a decrease in your kidney numbers for at least 3 months. The most common causes of CKD are, number 1, diabetes, number 2, high blood pressure, but there are many causes other than that. Bethany shared that she is chronically...
Sidebar, for those of you that want to speculate on why Bethany Frankel might have gotten this particular disease, please stop. Please stop. Any one of us could get something and we can make all kinds of assumptions. She doesn't do this, she doesn't, but please stop with that. That's so negative. Any health thing can happen to each and every one of us. So just be mindful of that. No matter how you feel about Bethany, we're using this moment as an educational moment for all of us.
Dehydrated, and guess what? Dehydration can cause CKD. I've actually put people on dialysis due to severe dehydration. Bethany also mentioned that certain medications like ibuprofen can increase your risk for CKD. And yes, she is correct. She said there's something that starts with an N that can cause it too. She's probably talking about NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Certain blood pressure medications can increase your risk for CKD. Some diuretics or water pills can do it. She mentioned autoimmune disease. Absolutely. Diseases like lupus. Certain antibiotics can put you at risk, certain chemotherapies. The important thing is to recognize whether or not you have CKD. And here's the trick. If you have CKD2, as Bethany does, in your lab, it probably won't even light up as being abnormal. So right now, I want you to go to your MyChart, go to your labs, and look at your EGFR. If your EGFR is less than 60, then it will light up as being red or abnormal. Here's the tricky zone. If your EGFR is between 60 and 89, it's probably not going to light up as abnormal. But if your EGFR is between 60 and 89, and it's been going on for at least 3 months, then you have CKD2, like Bethany. and you must be proactive. There are 5 stages of CKD. The good news is that when you are at an early stage, CKD2, there really is a great chance that the kidney disease can be reversed, or at least the progression can be slowed down. To learn more about CKD, be sure to give me a follow. I'm very proud to say that I have over 950,000 subscribers and hundreds of videos with evidence-based medical information.
Congratulations to Dr. Frida. And as soon as I saw this news about Bethany, I thought of her because that's her specialty. And she did a video. So I wanted to make sure I share this video because that video alone could save people's lives. So be sure to share that. You can find that video on Dr. Frida's social media as well. All right. And prayers for Bethany. Based on what Dr. Frida says, it does seem like something that they can get under control and be treated. So good luck to Bethany. And that's the one thing, because everyone always says that Bethany always shares too much on her social media. She's always talking, blah, blah, blah. But one thing about her speaking out on something like this, it's going to reach the masses for people that didn't even think, oh, this is something I should look at, or this could be something that could happen to me. So these are the moments where I can appreciate a Bethany, speaking out. Okay. All right. Moving on from there. Real Housewives of Ultimate Girls Trip. I was going to wait and save this for our friends that are part of Club Kempire Baddies. But Club Kempire Baddies, I will, we'll get into some more stuff. But I definitely wanted to share with you some of the tea that I heard about Ultimate Girls Trip. Because you may have seen it that Portia, although she's blocked me, posted on her social media sort of like this meme where everyone was saying she's throwing some sort of shade at someone. So people were speculating because they saw that Portia unfollowed Vicky Gunvalson. So they're assuming that Portia's post was about Vicky. As you know, they just started at the top of this week filming Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, and now we're seeing more photos coming out from it. And it looks like we actually have a name for it as well. Let me see what Bravo had posted it as on their Instagram account. And I'll show you the photos that have been shared because they had, I guess Kyle hosted some sort of white party and a bunch of some of your favorite housewives like Camille, oh my goodness, why can't I think of her name right now? Crystal Kung Minkoff was there. Faye Resnick was there. Oh my gosh, why can't I think of her damn name right now? Damn it. It literally was on the tip of my tongue. Hold on. First of all, this is one of the photos. This is one of the photos that Bravo has shared in regards to Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. I guess they're not calling it a road trip anymore because now they're saying girls trip. But now they're referring to it as on their social media in the caption for this photo, where you can see these are the principal stars of the Ultimate Girls Trip episode. No, you're not going to see Morocco. Nope. Theo says, why was Portia following Vicky in the first place, is my question. Well, I mean, I find it interesting that people wanted Vicky back, despite some of the things Vicky has said and done over the years, especially with the way this country is right now. But okay, fine. So Bravo said in the caption of this photo, be cool. We're about to go on a wild ride. Here's a first look at the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, Roaring 20th. Cameras are up and history is going down. So this white party that Kyle hosted, Countess Luann does perform. Eileen, thank you so much, Naeem. I don't know why. Earlier I remembered her name. All of a sudden I couldn't remember her name. Like, what? What's her name again? Okay, so you already know who the cast is. There's a bunch of OGs in Portia. Okay, so this was one of the first photos. What is going on with Giselle? Giselle, what is wrong with you in these bad wigs? These wigs, her hair looks the worst out of everyone here. For a second, I was like, who's that lady next to Vicky? That's Teresa. Teresa, go back to the brown hair, girl. Just go back to the brown hair. Because I couldn't even tell that was you. What is going on with Giselle? Oh my, that wig is just sitting on top of her head. It's giving Gail for Members Only Palm Beach. And if you know, you know. Okay, fine. Okay. So, of course, Bravo shared these photos. Now we're seeing more photos shared. You can see, okay, for a second there, looking at Sutton, did Sutton get something done to her face, y'all? Sutton looked like Rachel Zoe here after Rachel Zoe got her facelift. Is she getting filler or something? She looks refreshed. Or maybe it's AI. Maybe it's the AI editor or something. Adrienne Maloof was there. Some people are like, they need to bring Adrienne back because Adrienne lives a huge life. Like, Adrienne lives that life. Okay? Adrienne Maloof was there. Camille was there. As you mentioned, Eileen looks great too. All right. Okay, more Camille and more Sutton. Okay. All right. So Ultimate Girls Trip filming right now. Okay, you want to know more? All right, let me tell you a little something. From what I've heard from my exclusive sources, it's a mess. So Portia is, that post that Portia posted, where she was shading someone as she's filming, because people were speculating it had something to do with Real Housewives of Atlanta, and that Real Housewives of Atlanta's trailer is going to drop. Shout out to our friends at OMFG Reality TV. They already said on social media that we probably will get the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta in April, which makes sense because the reunion for Real Housewives of Potomac should be wrapping up at the end of March. The season finale for Potomac is on February 1st. Okay. All right. Famalayo says, I loved Adrienne. I don't know if I loved Adrienne back in the day, to be honest with you, but yeah. Someone says, didn't Adrienne quit? Probably. I mean, I don't see why they wouldn't want her back. She really does live a luxurious life. I mean, a lot has changed. But it would be nice to see her come through on Ultimate Girls Trip, right? Okay, so as I was saying about Portia, so Portia apparently gets into it with Vicky during Ultimate Girls Trip. And I don't know why, but I did hear that Vicky is acting a fool. Oh, that's what I heard. I heard that Vicky that's not the only person that she's pissing off. Apparently, she's acting desperate. To me, based on what the source described to me, I was like, wait, this sounds like how Vicky was acting towards her last season. Like she was desperate. Because it wasn't her last season. She wasn't a full-time orange holder. And she was acting weird and desperate. Well, that's the word on the street. Because remember, this is Vicky's return to Bravo. She's going to start filming the new season of Orange County next month. So it feels, I think what she's doing, based on what was described to me, is like she's auditioning. It's like she's trying to stir the pot. She's trying to be interesting. Like she's doing too much. From what was described to me, it sounds like Vicky Gunvalson is doing too much. And apparently that was what caused an issue between her and Portia. And Vicky still follows Portia, but Portia, because you know how Portia is. Portia's very sensitive. So Portia just unfollowed her. Pink Popstar says, so how she normally acts? Probably. However, these women, you have to remember, these women aren't used to Vicky. They're not, they don't necessarily, I mean, they probably filmed Ultimate Girls Trip with her, maybe. I'm trying to think has anyone filmed with her? No, I don't think any of them have filmed with her like that. So they're probably not used to it. So they're all like, what is going on with her? She also probably feels a way about Portia not being an OG and she's on this cast. She probably feels a way that she's the OG and that everyone should bow down to her. She's the reason why they have this platform. I'm saying what she's probably thinking. So that's the word on the street. The other word on the street, I promise you, Club Kempire members on the podcast, Apple Podcast, I'll spill more. I'll get more into more detail of other things. But I will tell you guys this. What I've also heard is that, which I think I spilled on TikTok. I can't remember where I spilled it. But I'll repeat it here on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter. So word on the street, they are going to film at Dorinda's Berkshire's home. I just also saw a shout out to, I think it was a Mary Cosby fan on X, because you know what we do here. We cite our sources. When we have our exclusives, we say it. When we have someone else's exclusive, we say it. We cite our sources here. Don't play those games over here. I believe it was Mary Cosby fan on X that revealed that they're headed to Atlanta right now. They're headed to Atlanta and they're going to do some, you remember that alter ego photo shoots? So that's the word on the street. They're heading to Atlanta, the ladies. 'Cause there is no road trip, y'all. So I guess they changed the idea because everyone's flying everywhere. I already told you that in my previous exclusive. So they're heading to Atlanta, and they're going to do an alter ego photo shoot while they're down there. I already told you, according to my sources, Stacey Rush, Karen Huger are going to be making appearances in Atlanta. I also hear they're going to make appearances in New York. I also heard they're going to Bluestone Manor. And the finale, allegedly, I heard that the finale will be at Bluestone Manor. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. But all allegations. So I hear Bluestone Manor will be the finale. And here's the thing. Although I have not been a huge fan of Dorinda in recent years, I've always loved the Berkshire's trips. They've been iconic. When you look at how Real Housewives of New York has turned out now, it's like, damn, we really had it good. We really had it good. Essie says an RV would have been fun, right? Like that whole premise, I was like, that would have been interesting. And then when Bethany came out last week, with her shady congratulations to NeNe, and she talked about how she was shopping an idea of her and NeNe traveling in an RV. I thought, I kind of want to see that. I still kind of want to see that. But also, when I look at this cast, and this is no shade to anyone, okay? When I look at this cast, Portia has enough, okay? Portia has enough. But I would have loved to see NeNe in place of Portia. Because if we're talking about OGs, and everyone is also saying they're mad that they don't see Real Housewives of Miami, an OG from Real Housewives of Miami. I agree. I don't know why they couldn't fit in Miami too. Make it 8. And put NeNe in this position. And I told you, for me, it was damage control. I'm not saying that this is fact. It was damage control with NeNe coming out, putting out that statement and making it seem like it's okay and thanking Portia. I believe that was to ease the fans from being like, Portia's not an OG. Why is Portia there? And apparently it worked because none of you have made a big stink about it. But I agree. Like if you're going to put anyone from Atlanta there, if you're not going to put NeNe, I understand. NeNe sued you. She called you guys racist. She called you all kind of stuff. Sheree. But I guess you guys feel like you already have a big deal with Portia. Because remember when Portia returned, she signed that big exclusive deal with NBC Universal. So maybe this falls under that because they really haven't done anything else with that deal. Like what else has she done with the network besides reality television stuff? But okay. Exactly. Bossy says not including Miami is not cool. But they will be going to Miami according to my sources. They will be going to Miami. There will be like a big party and things happening in Miami. I just don't understand why they wouldn't be a part of the full-time cast. I don't get the disrespect for Miami, especially because since their return, they've had a nearly perfect return. Like they were the blueprint for rebooting any of these cities. I don't get the Miami disrespect. They could have brought back any of those women to the cast. Honestly, I would have brought Adriana. If you're going to choose from the cast of Miami, like the OGs, I would have brought back Adriana. I know there were rumors that Leah Black was asked to come out. No, Leah's not currently on there. Let's bring back, not even Alexia. Let's try someone else. Elle says, what is Lisa Wu doing? Well, I'm sure we're going to see Lisa Wu. So already, remember, they said like 60 plus housewives will be a part of this. Cynthia Bailey already confirmed that she will be a part of it. Crystal Kung Minkoff was pictured there as well. I don't have the picture with me. But she was also pictured at the White Affair that Kyle hosted. Okay, look, FK says I would choose Adriana too because Adriana is unpredictable. Adriana is an OG, so I would have chosen Adriana if I was going to choose someone. Savannah says Adriana and Giselle would fight because they had their beef. See, that's perfect. I want to see how this is all going to play out in regards to how you're going to edit it because you're going to put all these housewives together at these different functions and parties. It's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. Okemia says that I like Leah Black and she's a rich widow now. I mean, she was a rich wife when she was married. I mean, when he was alive. So either way, she was rich. Either way, she was rich. Regular Robin also confirmed that she will. I saw she confirmed that on her podcast that she will also be filming a little bit for this 20th anniversary. So good for Bravo. I still just kind of look at this cast and say to me, if you guys wanted to do this right, you should have included Nene as a part of the main cast. Honestly, I feel like she should have been part of the main cast. But okay. And Miami should have been a part of it. Okay. So these were some of the photos from the white party. Okay. All right. Let's move on from there. Since we're talking about Beverly Hills and some of the ladies from Beverly Hills, maybe we should just get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, right? Why not? Because it's becoming less and less my favorite show to talk about or to recap, but we'll talk about it and then we will get into some other mess for today. While I'm doing that, guys, don't forget to like today's video. Don't forget to share today's video. Don't forget to subscribe. It is a subscribers only live chat. Where are my notes? Okay, let's just go. Let's just get into all of what happened in Beverly Hills. Bose and Rachel go shopping, okay? And Rachel, it seems like Rachel's jumping on the bandwagon of, we don't like Amanda. And I get it. There are things about Amanda. Honestly, there are things about Amanda that I get why people wouldn't like and find weird and be like, okay. But I also get why they hired her as a full-time housewife because she's causing for a reason to watch, to be honest.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but for your finances too. But did you know financial health is directly related to identity protection? You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second and alerts you to threats you could miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your subscription money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft alone. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
So Rachel talked about her love of shopping. She's at this vintage shop, and this is what Beverly Hills does. This is what production is going to lean into because you guys say this is why you watch Beverly Hills. You want to see the vintage. You want to see the shopping. Bose arrives, and Bose has been going through her IVF journey, and she reveals to Rachel, they discovered, I have good news. They have 6 egg houses. How are you guys feeling about this as a storyline for Bose? Okay. Bose later says, and I'll just say this now, Bose later says that Keely, he really wants children. Keely is also her age. So if Keely men can have children at any age. Women can't, unfortunately. So part of me is feels sad that she feels like, it almost feels like she's doing this for him as opposed to necessarily doing for herself. I know last season she did say that she was doing for herself. She kind of wanted to be able to finally enjoy a pregnancy. I don't know if she's enjoying this process so far because it seems like a very daunting process. I saw on Watch What Happens Live, she said that she was partying with Quad. And Andy, this is why I don't understand why you host the reunions. How do you not know that part of Quad's season is her going to Ghana for her IVF journey treatments? He was just like, oh, you guys have partied multiple times in Ghana. And Quad was in Ghana when we both were in Ghana. But yes, sir. I will never understand why he hosts those reunions. He probably just literally watches the episodes right before the reunion. Anyway, so she reveals that this is something that Keely really wants. He wants to really have children. And I believe she really does too. I just feel like, are we doing this for him? Is that really realistic? Did you have to do all these things to your body for him? Okay. All right, fine. So Rachel talks about her feelings towards Amanda because she says that Amanda's a little too robotic. She's a little too systematic. And look, we found out that Amanda is a Virgo. So is Rachel. And if you remember Rachel from her own reality show, some people might say some of those similar accusations about her. about the way she does things. So, and the way that she speaks to people, okay? So Rachel doesn't seem to see it for Amanda as well. So Bo says that Amanda intentionally dropped that information about Sutton to gain points, but it sort of like blew up in her face. Here's the thing. That information didn't land in your lap, Bose, but if it did, I believe that you would have brought it to the group the same way that Amanda did. So for them to be acting like, oh my gosh, she brought this information trying to gain points, the information came to her. So I'm trying to understand, what would you guys have done? Wouldn't you have gone to Sutton? I know if it went the same way that the information dropped in Kyle's lap from Jennifer Tilly and she ran and told Sutton. Mind you, the fact that Kyle could do something like that and she knows that these two have been friends for 20 years and you could just maliciously say, oh, I was actually kind of surprised that she said that about you. Y'all don't think that's malicious? Like, you know, because we also understand what Kyle is doing. Kyle is a producer on this show, not literally, but that's what she does. So, Live Well LA says, Keely reminds me of TJ. Well, did you see our recaps from last year? They have a lot more in common than you think. And I'm not even being facetious. They do. Go check his IMBD too. Yes, Keely has one too. I just felt it was malicious, especially knowing how friendly or how long Sutton and Jennifer Tilly have been friends. Jennifer Tilly, they are going to use you this season because none of them have anything going on. They're going to weaponize and try to come between you and Sutton and your friendship. But honestly, Jennifer, I hope they do come between you and your friendship with Sutton, because Sutton is not a good friend. And I understand why you would re-examine your relationship with Sutton after seeing how she treated Garcelle. Garcelle, they need to send you a gift basket and a check. Did you guys see those new photos of Garcelle with the bob? Garcelle with the bob? I said to myself, hold on, wait, where is it? I know I have it in here somewhere. Hold on. Garcelle! The bob was bobbing. The body was bodying. Okay? OMG. Oh, speaking of Haitian beauties, shout out to our friend Gertie. Gertie, I got the book. Gertie, as you guys know, has a new book, From Trauma to Trophies, The Unforeseen Events That Redefined Me. Gertie. Okay, hold on. She sent me a beautiful message. Kempire, I hope you enjoy reading about my life story, the real one. She put emphasis on real. And she says, stay true to the truth, Gertie. Go pick up your book, y'all. Go pick up your book. Gertify, From Trauma to Trophies, The Unforeseen Events That Redefined Me. Can't wait to read through that. And it looks like it's a quick read too, y'all. Looks like it's a nice quick read. Yes. Okay, Gertie, I see. Oh, there's photos in here too, y'all. Okay. Thank you, Gertie. Okay. Thank you, Ms. Parker. Ms. Parker says the Garcelle will always be iconic. Thank you. Garcelle! It was such a real moment. Just saying. All right, I digress. Let me get back to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Guys, if you had to rate this week's episode of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, how would you rate it from 1 to 10? It was interesting. I'm still going to lean on like a 6. Because I'm also not loving how it feels like everybody is jumping on the Amanda bandwagon. It's very clear for me that production told them to lean off of Sutton this season. And the fact that Sutton is leading the charge when it comes to people not liking Amanda. And look, I can see why people might not love Amanda. Amanda's a little interesting and quirky and weird, okay? But it feels like everybody is jumping on her. And it's sort of like, you know, we talked about this on other shows. We don't love a gang up. It feels like a gang up when it comes to Amanda, because nothing Amanda has said or done has been so tremendously wrong to anyone in this group, especially what she said about Dorit. It's not like she said something damaging about Dorit. We've heard people say stuff about Dorit before that I could understand why people might be upset. However, her saying that maybe she shouldn't be talking about PK so much because it might hurt her in the divorce. Kyle literally said that. Kyle was the one who said that first. So it's sort of like, why is that such a big deal? Okay, we will revisit that, okay? So Bose says that Amanda intentionally dropped that information, okay? And she says that she says to Rachel that she calls herself the money queen. And Rachel's like, she calls herself the money queen? Bose says that she has never had a job before, so how could you tell anyone about money? Which I get for Bose, because Bose elevated herself in the corporate world from working hard and elevating, people that don't look like her, according to the streets, allegedly. Okay? But I get it. She's like, I had to work hard in order to elevate myself. Like, what is this woman talking about? I hate the fact that every week I have to defend Amanda in regards to her perspective, because we also have to remember what Amanda said to Bose in their initial conversation. She was very transparent in regards to how she started. She started as a therapist, and she also said that her perspective on money starts with your perspective on money will affect the decisions you make with money. I don't think she has said that, those things that you're doing action-wise with money are unimportant. No, what she's saying, and I've said this too with you guys before, it's you have to get to the root. You have to get to the root of how you deal with money, or you will continue to make the same mistakes with money. Come on. And that's why she's built a following. And look, Amanda, this is your own fault. I'm sure you thought coming on a reality show would help elevate your brand, help sell more of those courses. And now they're playing with your business. Now what we see happening on Real Housewives of Potomac and Angel, people are playing with your business because now they control the narrative of what you do. And look, I haven't tried out Amanda's courses. I haven't looked at Amanda's courses or anything like that. But here's the thing. You now have put this in the hands of everyone else. Now they're going to be talking about how was she leading a cult. They're going to bring up these accusations. And mind you, this cult accusation could be one comment or a couple of comments. But what are the positive comments about her best-selling book, Rich AF? I don't know. But okay. Anyway, so Rachel says that she can't figure out Amanda's authenticity, which I understand because she doesn't come across as authentic or grounded. Like there's something there with Amanda that I just can't. It's almost sociopathic in a way, the way she speaks as well, and the way she kind of blankly stares at you. Like last week when she said to Sutton, and Sutton was crying, she's like, everyone else is talking about, trying to console Sutton, and she's like, "Are you a crier?" It's almost sociopathic, the flat affect of it all. Okay? Look, and T. Lux says, and these narratives stick. And that's a risk you take when you film a reality show. Even if you were to film it as a friend of or a side character, you have no control. You sign off control of how they're going to depict you on reality television. FK Doja says that she definitely gets sociopath. Yeah, because it's like the blank stare, like she'll look directly at you. Sutton's crying, even though I think Sutton's a sociopath in her own right. Sutton's crying. She's like, "Are you a crier?" Reese says, "Yes, Kev. Amanda seems like a psycho." Okay, we're going to be more gentle. Okay, we're going to be a little bit more gentle. But it kind of gives that vibe. Especially at the end of this episode, we will get to it. All right? I don't want to delve too much into this episode. Beverly Hills doesn't deserve it anymore. Okay? So Rachel's like, they asked Rachel, would she read her book, Rich AF? And Rachel's like, no, it doesn't seem like something that I would read. Amanda and her husband at home at their rental property she has like two parts. She has the house that she bought from Kyle, and then she has this rental property, and she loves it because it's like a difference. Like they're living in the 80s. She says it's like they're living in the 80s. Her and Eddie. Okay, so she brings up the information that she brought to Sutton, and she tells Eddie that Sutton kind of was like cold with me when I said that to her. So her husband says something really interesting. He's like, "Oh, she's got a few more moments before you cut a B word down." I was like, "Oh, I didn't expect that comment from him." I was like, "Oh, not cut a B word down." Then Amanda's husband, then they start talking about, they remind us that Amanda lost her son, Zion, when he was only 5 days old. Remember, Zion and her other son are twins, and she lost one of the twins. So he talks about how he felt connected to Zion the other day when he was putting the kids to bed and things like that. So that's important to note, because later on when Amanda speaks to the medium, the psychic medium, that she's looking for a way to connect, because she feels since her son Zion died, she has not been able to connect to him in that way, which I find to be interesting. All right, Dorit meets with her new management, y'all. Because you also know part of Dorit's storyline this season is that she's going to write a memoir with a co-writer. Yeah, a ghostwriter, someone. So PK used to manage her. Really? Manage what? Your deals with Bravo? Like, what else was he managing? Well, she Beverly Beach and stuff like that? No wonder that wasn't successful. So she's got these two young ladies managing her now, and they're talking about all the things. She's like, I need to work. I need to make money. Really? Dorit and PK's finances, they will never make sense to me. But fine. Y'all are okay with it. Y'all are questioning Amanda and how Amanda makes her money when you can see how Amanda makes her money. But Dorit, there are a lot of correlations between Dorit and Amanda, because last week Rachel was judging Amanda for all the name brand labels that she had on her. I was like, did you see Dorit how many seasons ago? It's only recent seasons that she hasn't really worn so much like actual branding on herself. But Dorit was the queen of wearing all the brands on her. Okay. Sigrid DST says nobody cares to read. Who will be reading that book? I will read From Traumas to Trophies by Gertie before I read anything coming from Dorito. To be honest with you. I'll be reading this book. Okay? Thank you, Gertie, for the book. Okay. Wait, did she have a co-writer on this one? No. This is all Gertie, I think. My memory, yeah. Hold on. Does she have a co-writer on this? Look. And there's nothing wrong with a co-writer. I'm just bringing it up because there are conversations about having a ghostwriter. I don't see a co-writer on this one, y'all. But maybe there was. Oh, Russell wrote her a little message in here too, y'all. Look. All in this. But anyway. Okay. FK Doja says definitely reading Gertie's book, right? Trinity says I wouldn't read it for free in regards to Dorit's book. Me either. So even if Dorit sent me a book, I'm like, okay. So Dorit has new management. Let's move on. Who cares? Kyle and Sutton meet up to go to Infrared. Infrared's supposed to be really good for you guys. Did you know that? And now they have like these different places where you can just go for infrared. I don't like those places because after infrared, you want to be able to go take a shower, you know what I mean? And clean up a bit. But I like the idea. And then they also sell those ones you can do at your home. Some people have it. If you're rich enough, some people actually have an infrared sauna in their home. I don't. But goals, right? Goals. Infrared is supposed to be very, very good for you. I've heard multiple doctors talk about it, the benefits of infrared sauna. So Colin and Sutton meet up to catch up, have a scene, whatever. Kyle tells Sutton what Jennifer said about her. Kyle says that Jennifer says that she understands why Garcelle isn't friends with her and that Sutton is problematic. When they flash back to what Jennifer said, that wasn't exactly what she said. And you could tell that Kyle was trying to remember exactly what was said. Why would Kyle insert herself between these friends that have been friends for 20 years? She has no bounds. She's always going to think about the show. Hence, this is probably why they keep her on the show. She has no sort of like, you know what? That's going to be too far. Let me not play these games. Jesse says, just put a red light in your bathroom. Jesse, if you don't... The infrared sauna is different than the red light therapy. Okay? Excommunicado says, Kempire, please read the Russell's message to Gertie. I'd rather hear that than about Dorit or Beverly Hills, to be honest. Maybe another time. So Kyle decides she's going to relay this message that Jennifer Tilly opened up to her when they were both just yelled at by Sutton. And Sutton seems to be like, well, that's sucky. And they flash back to Sutton and Jennifer Tilly talking about the fallout with Garcelle. And you see Sutton crying about it. Sutton wants to pretend like she doesn't understand why her and Garcelle are no longer friends, and she's refusing to talk about it. That says more to me about what Sutton did more than what Garcelle may have done. That Sutton doesn't want to talk about it, and that she's so sensitive about it. Because people see you for who you really are, Sutton. But I do find it interesting that Kyle tries to bring back this news and doesn't even bring back the news accurately. Okay? The V-Live says that Kyle didn't like it when Dorit saw where Kathy was coming from. Kyle was in that moment was producing. She's like, I'm going to bring this information that Jennifer told me, and we're going to have a scene. That's what Kyle was doing. Clearly, that is exactly what Kyle was doing in this moment. All right. Moving on from there, because it comes back up later on. Hold on, y'all. Sorry, Facebook. Something was going wrong with Facebook. I don't know what happened, y'all, but we weren't able to stream there. For those that are just joining us, don't forget to like the video. Easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Paint These Wings. Thank you so much for the super chat. Paint These Wings says, when I think of housewives, I think of Nene. Most memeable housewife in Bravo history. I want her full time. I have to agree. Thank you so much for the super chat. Guys, you can also support just by liking today's video. Don't forget we are live on Twitch as well. Hey, Vicky. Vicky's watching on Twitch. Shout out to those of you watching on Facebook. If we are still somewhat on Facebook, we're probably live on Kempire Daily on Facebook. For some reason, we just lost connection with the other one. Who knows? Facebook has been acting all kinds of weird, y'all. Make sure you update your passwords and all that stuff. We were talking about that the other day. Exactly. Singer DST says, so Garcelle's all Sutton's going to talk about? Got it. They all keep bringing up Garcelle. All right. So then we get this little moment of Bose at the hospital as, she's doing trying to do the egg retrieval. And this is where she mentions that Keely really wants to have a kid. And she's concerned about his overall satisfaction. Okay. You like it. We love it for you. Rachel has a party, but they've lost power. Okay, but she's still going to throw this party. When did Erica and Sutton become besties? Oh, when production told her to be nice to Sutton? Okay, because there was another scene where Sutton tells Erica about what Kyle told her. So Sutton tells Erica in the car on the way to Rachel's house that she's going to confront Jennifer about it. And I'm sure production intentionally kept Jennifer and Sutton separate because normally they would come in together. So they're sending in Erica and Sutton together. So, and Erica says she understands where Jennifer Tilly might come from in regards to how she might feel that Sutton may not be the best friend and makes everything about herself, which she does. We've seen many examples of Sutton doing this. So we get to meet Natalie. Natalie is a new friend of the show. She was married to Simon Fuller, the creator of American Idol. She literally filed for divorce back in May of last year. So that's an ongoing divorce. So they were filming literally. And she was married to Simon Fuller for 16 years. And they have 3 kids together, something like that. There wasn't a lot from her. Based on what we saw from her, she gave very light, fun vibes. Apparently she's friends with Rachel. Okay. When Jennifer Tilly arrives, Rachel is looking at all of her outfit, her jewelry. She's just looking at all the stuff on her hands. And she's like, you know what? If I was going to raid someone's closet, I would want to raid Jennifer Tilly's, which is a huge compliment coming from a Rachel Zoe. Dorit comes in. Dorit's arriving. Why did they start chanting book deal, book deal? Like, what was it? Book deal? They were like book deal, and I'm like thinking about like this show. How the mighty have fallen. What are we doing? I cringed when they all started chanting. I was like, what is happening right now? Not one of you were going to read it. You barely wanted to read the New York Times, the LA Times article about Tom Girardi. Y'all not going to read this book from long-winded Dorit. Okay. So they're all chanting, okay? Whatever. So Dorit mentions that she has a co-writer. She has a co-writer. Amanda, I say this is where Amanda, I'm like, okay, sociopath. Amanda's just like, because who says this? Amanda says to her, she's like, I just sat down and wrote my book. Why do you need a co-writer? She's like, well, co-writers, it's for time. She's like, oh, I just sat down and I wrote my book. Well, maybe you have a lot of time. Okay, Dorit. I do think Amanda's comment was weird and rude. There's so many of these housewives that are not going to write their own book, or celebrities that are not going to write their own book. And I get it. I makes me wonder, how would other writers feel about this whole new age of writers, all these celebrities writing books, but with, ghost writers and things like that. So I just sat down and I wrote my book. Okay. All right, Amanda. See, these are the moments I'm like, I get why people might be a little annoyed with her. And that's the whole idea of her being a one-upper. I'm starting to see more and more, just more of the examples of it. There's more, though. There's another example of it later on in the episode. And I hate to say it, but we're going to say it because this is our recap. Okay? Exactly. Danny says, Amanda never reads the room. She's just like, I just sat down and I wrote my book. And then she sees Kyle and she's just like, I'm a writer. And, I'm like, oh, okay. Oh, Sharjay says, I like Amanda to take them down a notch. Okay. Fiery says, Kempire, I know. FK Doja says, they're not really writers. They're celebrities that pair with writers to tell their story. Yeah, come on. I mean, look, and I'm sure those writers appreciate it. It's work for them. But it makes me wonder, like, real writers, if they get frustrated when they see a lot of these ghost writers or these co-written books and things like that. It makes me wonder. Look, apparently Amanda's annoyed. K-Baby says Amanda was annoying in that moment. Yeah, I can see it. All right, moving on. And Dorit's just like, so Dorit, Erica, and Rachel, they go to commiserate. You hear that, Michael Rappaport? Michael Rappaport is so, what's the word? He is so annoying. Why did he reply to the video that I did on X? I posted the video in regards to Ron having autism. He replies to show the clip of Ron basically cussing out Dorinda. And I'm like, you don't read the room. We still like Ron more than we like you, Michael Rappaport. Don't be using Sir, don't you have anything better to do than be on social media looking for your name? Or looking at the Traitors stuff? Lord, annoying. James Patterson has co-writers? It's not a big deal. Really? I didn't know that. Well, now that makes me look at the situation a little bit differently, because James Patterson has co-writers? I mean, I guess it's not that big of a deal. I mean, it's collaborative. I didn't know he had co-writers, though. Okay. All right, moving on. Now we're going to get in a whole sidebar about that. Delicious says, Amanda is grating on me. Understandable. Yolissa says, Amanda is so annoying. But what would we be talking about? It feels like every scene they're talking about Amanda. Candy says, I can't stand thirsty Michael Rappaport. We're going to talk about Traitors in a second. Guys. If you're just joining us, don't forget to like the video. It's easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. I will put the timestamps later on today. I can't promise right after the live, but later on today, I will put on the timestamps. This is our special Real Housewives of Beverly Hills recap, but we are also talking about other Real Housewives, reality television, news as well. We'll also be talking about the Traitors in a little bit as well. Elle says that Michael's attention seeking. Yeah. Same just I just finished watching the Traitors too, but I'm not gonna say my thoughts until you mention it. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there. I'm gonna switch it up every Friday, whether or not. Well, first of all, I can't promise you that every Friday I will be going live, but when I do, I'm going to be switching up when I talk about Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Okay? I do want to talk about the Valley Persian style as well. So let me get through this Beverly Hills stuff, okay? So Amanda has a comment. So they go to commiserate. Erica, Sutton, and Rachel, they're commiserating on that comment. And Erica's like, I wrote a New York Times bestselling with a co-writer. And Rachel's like, oh, I have 2 New York Times bestsellers, blah, blah, blah. So Sutton wants to be a part of the group. Sutton has always, and this was the problem that Garcelle had with Sutton. This is what Sutton has always wanted. She wanted to be a part of the Mean Girls. And now she's a part of the Mean Girls. And now she's treating Amanda how they used to treat her. That's why I kind of look at Amanda. I'm like, yeah, Amanda's not the most likable. Sutton wasn't the most likable either. Please understand, we remembered Sutton, we tolerated Sutton for a lot. But she wasn't the most likable either. But we also understood, like, they're not the nicest to Sutton. They're always, picking on Sutton, blah, blah, blah. And here it goes. This is exactly what Sutton, she always wanted. She wanted to be a part of this crew. So she comes over while they're talking about what's been going on with Amanda. That's when she decides to connect with Dorit and tell Dorit, oh, and Amanda was talking about how you're talking so much about PK and about his alcoholism and if you should have brought that up. And she's just like, oh, really? Dorit says, oh, really? And I'm just looking to, like, Sutton, this is what you've always wanted. This is what you've always wanted. Okay. Amanda is Sutton, just new money. Well, no, Sutton is new money too. Remember, Sutton didn't grow up with, she didn't grow up with money like that. Sutton's money is all new. Her and her husband built that together. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Like, old money is like the Rockefellers or even Kathy Hilton. Like, that's older money. Sutton is fairly new money, too. She's nouveau riche. All right. Theo says, God, I can't stand Dorit. All right, let's move on from there. So, Sutton decides to sit down to have a conversation with Jennifer Tilly about what's been going on. Sutton was already acting awkward around Jennifer. Jennifer came in with her usual bubbly self. Sutton pulls her to the side to have this conversation. Sutton says that she spoke to Kyle, and Kyle says that you said that I always stir up trouble, and that's why Garcelle doesn't want to be friends with Sutton. So they flash back to what Jennifer said, and that's not exactly what Jennifer said. She says that it's always about Sutton, and that's one of the reasons why Garcelle left. So just the changing of what was said. I don't know if Sutton would still be upset with what Jennifer said, probably. But still, it was just like, that's not exactly what she said. You guys should have not gotten involved in this 18-year friendship. But I already knew that this friendship would go down the drain with her coming on this show. Okay. So Sutton, Dorothy, I think you mean Sutton, right? Sutton really thinks that she's a part of the Fox Force flunkies. She really does, but she's not. She's not. I'm telling you, when they hang out, they're not inviting her. So they flash back to what Jennifer Tilly says. Jennifer, in the moment with Sutton, says that she doesn't recall what she said in that moment. She might have brought up the fact that Garcelle left, and she says that after Garcelle left, she did re-examine her friendship with Sutton because she didn't like the way that Sutton spoke to her, because she's like, I would never speak that way to Sutton. So I can see that. I could definitely see that. She probably also has seen the way that Sutton treated Avi. Yes, Avi worked for her, but come on. So Jennifer says she doesn't remember exactly what she said, but she says, like, you know what? I probably shouldn't have said anything to Kyle, and I'm sorry. Like, but that's the thing. When we talk about healed astrological signs versus unhealed astrological signs, Sutton comes across to me as an unhealed Virgo, and Jennifer Tilly comes across to me as a healed Virgo. And this is what we're seeing here, because they're both Virgos, and you're seeing very different energy. And I felt for Jennifer Tilly. Jennifer Tilly gets nervous because they bring it back up again at the table. She's not used to this sort of dynamic. And I always ask myself, why is Jennifer Tilly even doing this stupid show? She doesn't need this show. But maybe she thinks that being on the show will open up other opportunities for acting for her. Maybe. Jennifer, it's not worth it, girl. It's not worth it. They're making you work like you're a full-time member. You do not need this show. Please understand. And God only knows what Sutton has said to Jennifer Tilly that has been problematic before. I'm pretty sure, because people forget that Jennifer Tilly is biracial. So I think sometimes people might say things in front of her that they don't realize that might be offensive to her. And I would not be surprised that Sutton has, because allegedly I've heard that she has said stuff like that before, problematic. Allegedly. Yeah. Pretty Miss Amazing says, Kempire, tell me about Pisces men. What do you think? This is a psychic reading? But at the Kempire After Dark live show happening on Friday, March 13th, we will be talking about that and so much more. Don't forget, our only live show of 2026 will be here in New York City on March 13th at the Green Room 42. Tickets are now on sale. Get your tickets if you're in the New York City tri-state area or want to be or will be. Get your tickets today. And don't forget, there is a live stream option. So if you live somewhere across the country or around the world, you still will be able to be part of the show and be able to keep that show for 1 week after. But you have to buy the ticket now or before March 13th. Okay? All right. Exactly. Hey, Dr. Miss Honey. Going to Home Depot lately? Dr. Miss said, let's not forget Crystal. We haven't forgotten. See, K-Baby says, I always forget she's biracial. And I'm sure Sutton does too. Ayanda, I think it's if I'm mispronouncing, I apologize. Thank you so much for the super chat. Kempire, the RHOP reunion looks are out. We're going to talk about them. I have them. That's why I was a little late today. I have them. We're going to talk about them after we talk about, I'll mix it up. I'll talk about Potomac after Beverly Hills. Let me just get this last part out, because they have the dinner. Sutton tells Kyle that Jennifer doesn't remember saying that. So Kyle says, Kyle is a lot more evil than you guys give her credit. Because Kyle said, oh, so you think I'm lying to you? You think I made that up? So she's like doubling down on this situation. And Jennifer immediately jumps in. She's like, I think you guys are making a mountain out of a molehill.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but for your finances too. But did you know financial health is directly related to identity protection? You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second and alerts you to threats you could miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your subscription money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft alone. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
So they had that little back and forth. You could tell that Jennifer feels like she feels ganged up on in that moment, because she's like, I don't, maybe I'm making it worse. I felt for her. I felt so bad for her in that moment. Okay. So they quickly move on from that, because Dorit wants to make it about herself. And she's like, Amanda, I heard that you had issues with me talking about PK. So she brings that up. All right. But right before this, Amanda went for her reading, because remember this party that Rachel's hosting, she also had her psychic friend there doing a tarot reading for everyone. So Amanda went over there hoping that this psychic medium would be able to connect with her son that passed away at birth at 5 days old. And the psychic medium basically said, I really can't control who comes through. And she says, I don't feel anything, but the cards are telling me that you should remain open, go out into nature, and your son will communicate, is trying to communicate with you. So I felt for Amanda in that moment because Amanda was feeling like her husband or her fiance had been connecting with their son Zion in different ways. Like he was getting messages and things like that in different ways. And she felt like she didn't have that. So she was hoping that the medium would have a message for her. So, and that was heartbreaking for her. So that's important to keep in mind. That happens right before they sit down and have the dinner. So they sit down to have the dinner. The Sutton, Kyle, and Jennifer Tilly of it all happens. Then Dorit decides to address Amanda and some of the things that Amanda may have said. Amanda is just like, I don't recall that I said anything like that, but okay. But Amanda stops the conversation and says that her son died 3 years ago today, and that she's holding on by a thread. Mind you, she had just gotten the reading, and now she's sitting down having this dinner with them. Everyone was just like, oh, like we didn't know, because she hadn't mentioned it, but no one had known. Here's the thing. The minute she said it, that should have been Dorit's cue just to let it go. But you see Dorit sort of pause, and she's like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know. And then she continues with it. So for me, it was sort of like, yes, Amanda could have been using that as an excuse to shut this down, but it's a legitimate excuse. And this was Dorit's opportunity to be like, you know what? We will revisit this at a later time. But Dorit's the one who doubled down and kept on going with it. Okay? So Amanda answered her question. First of all, Kathy saying, because when Amanda said, she couldn't talk about this, her Zion died, Kathy Hilton said, wait, is that your dog? Kathy, she's like, no, it's not my dog. It's my son that passed away 3 years ago. But then Kathy immediately was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. But Dorit decides to keep going. She decides to keep going. At one particular point, Amanda says, I had a conversation with Kyle, but it was Sutton that brought it up to Dorit. And Kyle says, when Amanda brings it upstairs, like, I think I was just agreeing with Kyle. And Kyle says, like, I don't recall what was said. And then he flashed back to what was said. And it was clear that Amanda was the one who basically says, I don't think it's a good idea for her to keep talking about this. And Kyle agreed. Here's the thing. Nothing that Amanda said warranted Dorit to be tremendously upset. Or for, especially when she tells you, today's the anniversary of my son's passing. Let it go. It's not that deep. It's not that deep. If anything, she's thinking you shouldn't be talking about this on camera when you're about to go through a divorce. And we all talked about this last season when you talked about his alcoholism. He clearly said that he wasn't okay. He said it in a podcast that he wasn't okay with you bringing up his alcoholism on the show. And you made it seem like he was okay with it. He said that he wasn't. But the minute she brought that up, you should have shut it. The minute she brought up the fact that her son, this was the anniversary of her son's death, you should just left it alone. But this is very much like Kyle. They don't think about those things. They're thinking more about producing a moment. So they keep going. Kyle says she doesn't recall. They flash back to that conversation between Amanda and Kyle. Amanda then says, because Dorit's still going, she's like, do you think it's fair to bring this to me when I just told you what I'm going through? He died. My kid died. Ooh, damn. And everyone's face, even Kyle says, like, I was just like, oh, wait a minute. I mean, she has a legitimate point, but the fact that, do you think that she brought it up to just sort of like distract from having the conversation? I don't know. Two things can be true, but at the same time, I'm just like, the way she said it made me kind of go like, ooh. And the whole idea that she's a one-upper, if felt kind of one-upping in this moment. Anyone else? Can we just say that? Look, I feel for her. And I do believe that I'm surprised no one stopped her from getting in the car. Like, she was upset and you guys just going to let her get behind the wheel of a car and go home. I felt like that was a little insensitive. Like, well, just take a moment to relax before you get behind the wheel of a car. But they just let her go because they're just too busy trying to produce a moment and not really caring about Amanda. Angel says weaponizing your dead child to diffuse the situation would be diabolical. It kind of felt that way. Again, we're watching an edited show. But we also have to remember she literally just had a reading where she was getting emotional talking about her child. Human Stories Entertainment says use her child's death to deflect is diabolical. Well, oh no. Virgo Leo Cap says that she could have been filming as a distraction, but I also am surprised that she filmed. Everyone's grief different, though. I mean, again, you're right. Some people treat things differently when they're going through something. I know Candy just talked about this as well. She gets into work when she has a lot on her mind. Willie Jean says Amanda felt disingenuous. But I also, as I've said before, I feel like sometimes Amanda kind of gives off sociopath vibes where there's sort of like this flat affect from her when she says something. Like when Sutton was crying last week, okay? And she says to Sutton, "Are you a crier?" So there's almost sort of this way about her that doesn't really show emotion, but you see her crying at the door. And then Kathy brings Dorit over because she's like, you know what, maybe I should leave. But Kathy tries to console her and she's like, maybe Dorit, be the bigger person, go apologize, do something. Okay? And she's just like, I don't want you to touch me. Because she tries to wipe away Amanda's tears. Okay? When Kathy says to her that, everyone feels bad. And Amanda says to her, only one person should. Damn. And that's Dorit. So as I said before, Dorit comes over. Dorit tries having the conversation. It's not going anywhere between them. I think this would have shut down and wouldn't have gotten to this weird, icky place if Dorit, in that moment when she said, today's the anniversary of my son's passing, and we had just moved on from there, I think that would have been better. They could have just led into having a conversation about that as opposed to this conversation about Dorit. And again, I don't believe what Dorit is mad about is that big of a deal. Not big enough to continue this conversation or to continue it past this particular moment. Because literally when you watch back the show, Dorit, you'll see that Kyle said the same thing. And that's your friend of 10 plus years. That's who you should be more mad at. But anyway, we see what Kyle is doing this season. Shout out to everyone in the chat. I see you guys. Don't forget to like the video. Easy, free way of supporting not just my channel, but other channels as well. Don't forget our friends over at Rose Forever are sponsoring today's live recaps of our shows like Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, The Traitors, and The Valley. We're also going to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks in just a second. Squirtle 101, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Squirtle says Stacey gives better financial advice than Scamanda. Oh, damn. Well, then there's that. Look, then there's that. Hey, Natural Lux Diva, totally agree with you. I like to read, but she talks too much. All right. Let's get into these reunion looks, and then we'll get into the Valley, Persian style. I can't promise that every week I'll talk about. Matter of fact, before we get into the reunion looks, let me just briefly say some stuff about the Valley Persian style, just because I don't want to spend this entire live on certain topics, okay? Because I enjoyed the first 3 episodes of the Valley Persian style. It's the reboot to Shahs of Sunset. However, I feel like the OG cast is trying to produce moments. I definitely feel like they're trying to produce moments. I definitely see how Reza is trying to make it seem like he's a different guy. But based off of a recent video that I saw posted about Reza harassing a woman in the comment section or the DMs, He hasn't changed. I think he wants to change the narrative about who he is on the Valley Persian style. Honestly, I like the new people on this cast more than the OG cast. Because you could see the OG cast trying to produce themselves. I don't understand. I'll say this, because one of the big stories for this week's episode of the Valley Persian style is the fact that Tommy doesn't want to be around this group. So in between all these years, because it's been years since the restraining order, since Tommy went over Reza's house and threw some pots of potted plants around. All this time, MJ, you've been hanging out with Reza and your husband hasn't seen him and y'all haven't interacted. The first time that Adam interacted with him was at that event in this week's episode, and he sort of gave him an elbow bump. And then MJ says to Gigi, well, Tommy really likes you. And she's like, why is he never around? Tommy really likes her, so he's never hung out with her either? That doesn't make any sense to me. It doesn't make any sense. And this divorce, the more I'm watching their relationship, yes, no marriage is perfect, but I'm not understanding the divorce either. If any person that you should divorce, it should be Reza. Hey, Dr. Jen says, it's been about 5 or 6 years. And it feels like MJ has decided to choose reality television over her marriage. That's the way I'm putting it together. Because I told you last week, I feel like her friendship with Reza is all contractual. I don't believe she really loves Reza like that. They both have gone below the belt and said the most disgusting things to each other over the years on Shots of Sunset. And the reason why Tommy doesn't like Reza, because he doesn't like the way that Reza speaks to women. He said that. He doesn't like the way that Reza speaks to women, specifically his wife. And look, I'm not saying that Tommy is perfect. I'm not saying that he's perfect. I think Tommy can be rough. That's a very New York thing. If you're not from New York, sometimes it's not translatable on reality television. And look, I'm not saying that he's perfect. We're watching an edited version of their lives. I'm not understanding this relationship and the downfall of this relationship, but maybe we'll see more during the season. I'm not understanding. I did see MJ on the Humble Brag podcast. She talks about the divorce and things like that. I have a feeling they're going to mend fences and come back together. I have that feeling, but we shall see. Okay. Amara says that MJ has a set of interesting parents. Yeah. MJ's mother is something else. Vita has always been something else. Okay. But I do feel like Tommy loves her and he loves their family and he prioritizes their family. So it's hard for me to understand what's happening between... I get Mercedes wants Tommy to be around and be a part of the group, and she's tired of feeling like a single woman when she's around this group. But I also understand why Tommy doesn't want to be around them. There was a restraining order. I'm guessing the restraining order is lifted, but there was a restraining order. And the main reason why he doesn't like someone that you consider your friend from high school... Sometimes you outgrow your friends from high school, y'all. A lot of times you outgrow your friends. You evolve past your friends that you had in high school. So I think the only reason why she's friends with Gigi and she's friends with Reza is because of them wanting to come back to reality television. They made a ton of money on reality television. They were very upset that their show was canceled. And I think she remained close with Reza because there were conversations allegedly for probably these last few years about bringing back Shahs in some shape or form. Like there have been rumors for a few years before they decided around, we're going to do the Valley Persian style. And I like the idea of it because I really do like the other cast. But Gigi this week trying to make this whole Dennis situation a storyline, her getting so upset. I just want to hit something. Gigi, grow the F up. Why have we not seen an evolution? It's been like how many years since this show was put on pause? And it's the same Gigi, but it felt so performative. And you're so mad at Dennis when you basically only married Dennis. You didn't love Dennis. Even Reza Jackson, how you doing? It's just like she's hypocritical here when it comes to the whole Dennis of it all. And then you're surprising the group with bringing Dennis there, and the group, Reza and MJ have an issue with him. Why you have an issue? Is she's okay with it? Who cares? Their relationship is not that deep. Reza did worse to you, MJ. Reza did worse to you. So the OGs of this show are actually more annoying. But the most heartfelt, the only part of the episode that I really, really loved and actually got choked up and emotional, it's Amir and Natasha and Amir's late wife. This was another show that had a psychic medium on it. The psychic medium read the other group and, you know, some past family members. This is where we learned a little bit more about Reza Jackson. Reza Jackson's not his real last name. It's because he loves Michael Jackson. Okay? LaWanda says, I love Reza Jackson. He did a little dance for them. Okay, Reza Jackson with those painted toenails. I like him though. Anyway. So the psychic medium picks up Amir's late wife. And Natasha always sort of felt a little insecure about this relationship because he even says in this episode, Amir, that he always thinks about her. Because remember, she died suddenly. She had cancer. It was like she had gotten cancer and then she died really quickly. So he said it was not like she had died in a hospital or anything like that. And she had told him at one particular point that, you know, you're going to marry again and you're going to have a family. And he's like, of course, at that moment, he's like, don't say that. Oh, I love Amir. Because he seems like a really sweet person. And I'm so glad that he has this happy ever after with Natasha. And I'm so glad how supportive she was of this moment. And in that moment, the psychic medium says that, you know, she plays with your kids. She's so happy to see that you have children. She knows that Natasha is perfect for you. That was my favorite part of this episode. It was my favorite part. It was a very sad story, but I'm glad that he was open to it. And that's what happens when you go for these sort of like psychic mediumship stuff. It helps bring closure to the living. Because please understand, the dead over there, they're free. They ain't thinking about y'all. Mm-mm. They're not thinking about y'all like that. But for me, in this week's episode of the Valley Persian Style, that was my favorite part of the episode. I really like Amir and Natasha. They really have this sort of picturesque life, even though we know it's not perfect, but such a beautiful moment. Deshay says, yes, Amir had me tearing up. I cried. I played it last night while I was like doing dishes and stuff like that. I had to stop. And I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. What a beautiful moment. And I hope that he really did get some healing from that, because it seems as if he was sort of stuck in regards to how he feels about his late wife and his current wife. Savannah says, I love Natasha. I mean, on one side, I get where she's coming from when it comes to, it feels like you're competing with someone that you really just can't compete with. But at the same time, I was like, she's not here anymore. She's not here anymore. He's with you. He loves you. So, yeah. So I like Amir on this cast. I really like the new cast. It's the OGs of Shah's that made me kind of like, especially Reza. So, you know, one of the other things that happened in this week's episode was they went to Palm Springs, not Palm Beach. They went to Palm Springs to celebrate Adam's birthday. Okay. There was a moment where MJ FaceTimed with Tommy. Again, she's asking Tommy, do you think that you'd be able to have a sit down? It doesn't have to be on camera with Reza. He's like, no, I'm here with my kid. I'm enjoying my time with my kid. That's the only thing I'm thinking about. He's a family man. Look, I'm not a huge fan of Tommy, especially the way that Tommy speaks and things like that. I'm not saying that he was a perfect husband. But one thing that it seems like that he would go, hard for is his wife and his kid. Part of me feels like, is this just for a storyline this season? Because after all these years, now it's a big deal that you're trying to mend fences with Tommy and the rest of the group. I think Tommy should film with the rest of the group and just not Gigi and Reza. Sponge says Reza is OD mess. Did you guys see Reza speaking with MJ? That's the problem when you're on reality television for so long, you become a self-producer. And I'm not saying that he wasn't truly emotional, but it felt like, oh, here we go. Here go Reza starting to cry. Reza, were you crying when you send these DMs? Let me play this for you. Hold on. And shout out to creator Steph with the Deets on Instagram, because I saw this video, and shout out to our friend Cece. You guys know Cece on Instagram as well. Cece loves you on Instagram, because she was also in the comment section of this video. I'm going to play this video for you guys. I'm going to play it for under fair use. Take a look at what Reza be doing on his off.
Is being called out for harassing an Iranian. Reza Farhan is being called out for harassing an Iranian creator and DMing her, calling her a whore. Ariana Jasmine had posted this to her story, showing here that Reza had tagged her, the trash emoji, a rat emoji, and the poop emoji. He literally commented a rat emoji on a post about me and then proceeded to verbally harass me in my DMs. And for some godforsaken reason, even though he has abused so many people, Bravo continues to prop him up. Disgusting. She then posted this to her story saying, now he's calling me a whore, brother, I'm cackling. So he had responded to her story, the story where she calls him out for leaving a rat emoji, and he then calls her Janda, which I'm assuming means whore, and she responds saying, a life could be worse, I could be an F-rated reality TV show character who's genuinely just an eyesore and ugly as F. And then she says, he blocked me and unsent his messages, but I don't give an F, LOL. Ariana then made this post and said, bravo, why do you continue to platform a bigot that messages women calling them rats and whores? And here she shows, Reza repeatedly messaged me calling me a whore for my opinions. You want to know what Ariana's opinions are that Reza apparently has such an issue with? She is pro-Palestinian, she is Iranian, she is calling for a regime change in Iran. All here where you see him saying Janda repeatedly, that's whore. She tells him, go back to Israel, please, call me a Janda when you look like a 90-year-old tweaker LMFAO. He continues to call her names. And in her comment sections, we have people that have their own stories. I remember he bullied one of my college friends as well, posting her pictures all over his stories so everyone can bully her just because he disagreed with her views. Another person said years ago, he came and harassed pro-Palestinian protesters in LA Federal Building in 2015. His energy was aggressive and really unstable. And I think this was like a month ago or a little over a month ago. Cece Loves You had posted this. Someone had commented to Reza saying, I hope Reza will be as vocal on the show as he has been on comment sections about the mass murder of innocent Palestinians he's got problems with. And you want to know what he responded? I will be fat. I hate watermelon. He's saying he hates Palestine and Palestinians. Reza's not the only problematic, disgusting human being that Bravo has platformed, especially when it comes to men. They also platformed Michael Rappaport so many times. This is why I will never be watching the new Valley show that he's on. This is why I stopped watching Shahs of Sunset. I just cannot with him. Bravo TV,
But you remember when we recapped Shahs of Sunset, there were a lot of moments I was just like, Reza gotta go. And I think Bravo probably thought after some time people would forget. No, I think this season of the Valley Persian style is them trying to change the narrative around Reza. And I'm just like, those crocodile tears, you can save them, Reza. You can save them. Save them. All right. Imagine if Mike was on the show. No, they knew they weren't going to bring back Mike. They definitely were not going to bring back Mike from Shahs of Sunset. They definitely were not going to do that. So, yeah, I saw that video and I said, oh, we got to talk about that. We definitely got to talk about that. I see CC Loves You said in the comment section of this video, she says, I couldn't believe when I read that comment. I made a post about it, but it got reported so much that it got deleted by Instagram. I appealed it, but it wasn't put back up. I'm very disappointed with stuff that he says online about certain topics, like he's not hiding who he is. He's very vocal about it. It makes it difficult to watch the new show. I try to focus on the girls and the new cast members, but it's hard seeing this does not surprise me. It doesn't surprise me either. Doesn't surprise me. But I just wanted to point that out to you guys. So if you do see me not talk about the Valley Persian style any further, you'll understand why. Exactly. Sage says this is a Reza rebrand, and I'm not falling for it because those comments were not that long ago. All right. All right, y'all. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe. Shout out to everyone watching in the chat. I know you've been waiting patiently for me to talk about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks. So we're going to get into them now. And then we'll talk about Traitors in a second. The reunion looks dropped literally right before we came live, and the theme was Lady in Red. So we're going to unpack all of the reunion looks. We're going to talk about our favorites, our not favorites. Yesterday, they gave us Monique's reunion look first, and everybody said, "What in the hell?" Or was I the only one that said, "What in the hell?" Okay? What was I the only one to say, "What the hell?" Okay? So apparently the theme was wearable art. I don't know why that would be the theme, but okay. This is what Bravo says about the reunion looks. They said that the cast of The Real Housewives of Potomac was seeing red for season 10 reunion. The reunion couches were filled with scarlet hues gowns when Giselle Bryant, Ashley Darby, Tia Glover, Angel Massey, Wendy Osefo, Stacey Rush, and Kiarna Stewart took the stage for the dramatic sit-down with host Andy Cohen. They were also joined by red-clad RHOP season 10 friends, Jazzy and Monique, as well as Karen Huger, who made a special appearance at the reunion. Though each lady was draped in the same hue, each dress was uniquely stunning. There were feathered floor-length robes, sky-high slits, and sculptural... Who's sitting next to this? Because I feel bad whoever sits next to Monique. Because Monique's outfit is going to be like, okay, you need room. You need room. I will say this. Monique, beautiful woman. Beautiful woman. Over the years, she's given really great reunion looks, specifically at her last reunion. One of a stunning looks, also designed by the same designer of this, Riley Knox. And Riley has done reunion looks for Ashley Darby as well, and for Karen Huger, I believe, as well. And usually hits it out the box. But again, we also have to keep in mind, sometimes stylists and designers are told by the person that's wearing it, this is what I envision. And they try to help bring that to life. So I'm going to give Riley some grace here because we've seen Riley do so many amazing reunion looks. But this one, I'm not here for it. I'm not here for it. And let me tell you a little bit about this reunion look from Monique. So the dress is custom designed by Riley Knox Couture. Shoes are Christian Louboutin. Makeup artist is Jeff Wright. With a sculptural dress featuring 2 inverted triangles, Monique told the Daily Dish that she was going for Pyramid Goddess and Melanated Wonder Woman. Metallic red leg embellishments finish off the superhero-inspired ensemble. I mean, the face is beat, though, right? The face is gorgeous. It looks cheap to me. I'm just going to say that. It looks cheap. It looks a little undone, but I think the undone look is on purpose. But if you guys had to rate this look, I mean, the face is facing. Okay, she did her hair herself. The body's bodying too. Look at those arms. Look at those arms. You know what it is? I think people, they're like, okay, Monique is so beautiful. Like, anyone who gets to dress her, she's going to look amazing. And this just doesn't look amazing. It doesn't look amazing. If you guys had to rate it, though, from 1 to 10, how would you rate Monique's reunion look? And for those that listen to the podcast, I'll describe it to you. It's triangles. It's a triangle in the front, triangle in the back. It's red. It's velvety. She even has like a Wonder Woman cap around her leg. I wonder if it's on the other leg, too. Not a 1.5, Alexandra. Damn. I saw someone try to change this up and they took the triangles off and I was like, oh, it actually kind of looks better. It looks plain, but it looked better. I mean, she took a risk. She took a lot of risks with her fashions this season that I didn't love. But, you know, if you had to rate it from 1 to 10, honestly, and you know what, you Bravo folks are so shady. Bravo production, because y'all decided that this was going to be the first one that y'all posted up and said that we're going to run with this as the teaser for the reunion looks today. I'm going to give this a 4.5. I'm going to give it a 4.5 because I've had overnight to sit on this look. So, sometimes when you sit on a look for overnight, you can be like, okay, it grew on me. I'm going to give this a 4.5. And I think that's a little generous. And Riley also did Monique's reunion look for Love and Marriage DC, she looked gorgeous then too. So yeah. Gail says I rated a nope. Juliet says makeup equals a 10 fit. What is this number that you put? I can't even make it out. It's not even coming up. Okay, I see zeros, 10 on face, 2 on outfit, Mia says. Is that Mia? It says Mia Moore with 2 O's. Mia, are you in here? Willie says, that's very generous. T. Goody says, you are too nice, Kempire. Josh says, Kemp, I appreciate your generosity, because hell no, friend. Damn, y'all said that was generous. Oh, okay. Okay, Danny says, I see the vision, though. Just didn't come together. I don't know if I even see the vision. But I'm glad you do. Maybe you can explain that to me later. Okay. Oh, Danielle says, when the budget changes, the look changes. Didn't Garcelle say that this week? Oh, damn. Okay, so that was Monique's reunion look. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts and ratings for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks. I will be posting the timestamps for the reunion looks as well. Let's get back to these reunion looks. So that was Monique. You guys will let me know your thoughts. We're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion season 10. It filmed. Okay. Jazzy. Okay. Again, I love to see these reunion looks in motion. Okay. Jazzy, I'm not sure. She took a risk. Okay. She took a risk. I kind of like it though. With the risk that she took with the roses, so Jazzy's dress, she's going to stand out because everyone's really wearing all red. So she's sort of wearing like a white with red embellishments and red roses all down her train, across her arms and décolleté. I don't know. I honestly think that she should have put her hair up and then put a rose in the hair. Right? Wouldn't that would have been pretty? Let's take it all the way up to the top. Her hair and makeup look beat. Okay? All right. Let's see who did Jazzy's look. All right. And again, once we see it live in motion, it could look cheap or it could look expensive. We shall see. Damn, someone said it's even worse than Monique's? Really? I don't know if it's worse than Monique's. Dresses by Jose Altier. Shoes are by Givatito Rossi. Jewelry is by Roe Jewelers. Fashion stylist is Dor Emer. Makeup artist is L'Oreal Watts. And hairstylist is Cy Monroe. Hair and makeup looks beat. Okay? Y'all are best. How would you guys rate her look? I don't hate this look, y'all. I don't hate this look at all. I like it more than Monique's, to be honest. Let me see. Okay. All right. Bombed by Brandy says she looks pissed. Probably because, they do these photos after the reunion. So that might be part of the reason. Or no, maybe it's before. Or in between. Excuse me. All right. Not yuck. Not yuck. Someone said senorita. I can see that. I'm trying to understand, where's this theme from, though? Like, how did we come up with this theme? The roses seem like they're a little falling off, but that's fine. All right, you guys talk amongst yourselves. Okay. All right, let's talk about Angel Massey. Angel, why do you guys think... I'm loving the red on them. I do love the red theme. I think the red is so pretty. This looks like she's ready for bed. Like, it looks like lingerie. She looks sexy. Okay, hair, makeup looks great. I don't really love the fur that she has. The fur looks a little cheap to me. Like, it might be fake, but there's so much fake fur that looks real. I don't love that, but I like this. This is kind of giving senorita to me. Okay, I don't love the train, but I'm sure this is intentional. why it's cut across the way that it is, but I like it. Do I like it more than Jazzy's? I don't know. Oh wait, how would I rate Jazzy's look? Did I give y'all a rating for Jazzy's look? I would rate Jazzy's look a 7. I'm gonna give Jazzy a 7. Someone says that Angel's giving Madam. It's definitely kind of giving that vein, and maybe that was intentional. It's definitely sexy. It's definitely giving like lingerie. Okay, I think that's pretty. The fur, the little fur that she's wearing, I'm like, I don't love that, but it's definitely giving luxurious. Essie says at least her girls are supported. Okay, the breasts are being held up. Not little grandma. Y'all think it's giving grandma? Come on. I don't think it's giving grandma. Definitely not giving grandma. It's giving sexy. Let me see who did her dress. Her gown is by Pearls Bridal. The stole is by Helen Yarmak. Earrings are Swarovski. Necklace is Genevieve's Jewelry. Shoes are Christian Louboutin. Fashion stylist is Harrison Crite. Makeup artist is Tazia Coleman. Hairstylist is Jessica King. She says her reunion, as a reunion rookie, Angel told the Daily Dish that her custom designed red lace number backstage at the reunion. It was obviously made for this snatched body. She explained of the curve-hugging dress with a mermaid-style silhouette. And I have on a few jewels and gloves, and the real inspiration was old Hollywood. My stylist, Harrison, was wonderful about putting the look together. I feel great. I feel like me. I feel like one hot mama, she added. Okay. What did Angel say about her look? Oh, I forgot to talk about what Angel said about her look. Not Angel, Jazzy. Let me tell you what Jazzy said about her reunion look. Jazzy says, I'm wearing a beautiful custom Jose Altier design. She says all of the designs and jewels on the dress were hand done. It is a custom piece. And of course, my Nigerian designers got this corset snatching me right on in with the help of Chanel Welsh. She made sure I was perfectly in this dress, and everything is exactly how it's supposed to be. All right, Chanel. Chanel is one of the designers that has worked with Wendy over the years, and she's styled Stacy as well. So, okay, I see what she did here. All right, let's move on. Oh, God. Kiana. Lord, why am I yawning? I didn't mean to yawn on you, Kiana. Gown is by Valdrin Sahidi. Earrings are Laurel Duet. Jewelry, Genevieve Jewelry. Shoes, Christian Louboutin. A lot of people have the Christian Louboutins on, maybe because of the red bottoms. Fashion stylist, Harrison Crite. Makeup artist, Christopher Michael. And hairstylist, Kendall Baldwin. For her look, Kiana channeled a blend of glamour and fantasy. She says, I'm giving Arabian princess goddess, gorgeous glam, high fashion, very original. She said of the glittering number, which featured a single sculptural pointed sleeve. She's like, very Kim Kardashian meets like what a princess would be like if she was a villain. It's so good. Kay is a beautiful woman. This is a beautiful dress. She looks good. I think this is a good look for her. I don't really love the top part with it kind of feels weird, the shape to me. But again, it looks luxurious. The dress looks well made. I love the color on her. I like the hair is up. I kind of think this is what Jazzy should have done. And then put like roses in her bun. So I actually really like her hair here. I gotta see this in motion though. I gotta see her dress in motion. It looks rich, this dress. I love the color.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but for your finances too. But did you know financial health is directly related to identity protection? You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second and alerts you to threats you could miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your subscription money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft alone. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
I don't know. How would I rate this? I think I'm going to give this an 8. Maybe 8.5. Once I see it in motion, I probably will give it a higher score. She looks good. On again, what do we call Kiarna? Kiarna, beautiful gowns, Stewart. Elle says, I think it's the angle. That's why I said I sometimes the pictures don't do it justice, the dress. So we'll see. We'll talk. We'll revisit the fashions once the reunion airs, okay? But I like it. I like it. I mean, still no engagement ring. You know what she should have brought out? She should have brought out her picture frame. Maybe she does during the reunion. Guys, if you're watching this and you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know your thoughts on the reunion looks for Real Housewives of Potomac. This is Kiarna's reunion look. Let me know how you would rate it in the live chat. Let's get to Tia. Oh, no, Tia. Tia, no, what is this? This dress looks unfinished, and I know that might be the intention. The hair looks unfinished, right? Doesn't it? And mind you, this is the one that was trying to style Jizzy. This looks unfinished. This looks unfinished. No. The dress is custom dressed by Brides by Nona, which we've seen before when it comes to reunions. Shoes are Christian Louboutin. Jewelry is Alexis Batar. Makeup is Daria Latham. Hairstylist is Yancy Edwards. Backstage at her reunion, Tia told the Daily Dish that she was going for elegant and old Hollywood glamour, true to brand for her. She says, it's something beautiful, but I also wanted to be really comfortable sitting down in it and not having to fidget, or I think it checks all the boxes. And she says that her custom-made dress by Nigerian designer Brides by Nona, which featured exposed corset bones, a luxe silky fabric, and single sleeve. She's like, I hope you like it. How would you guys rate this reunion look? It's not my favorite. It's not bad. I can see the vision. I can definitely see the vision. And not every dress is made for everyone. That's the thing. Someone else could wear this dress and we'd probably be like, oh my God, gorgeous, depending on what they do with it. I don't love it though. It looks unfinished. It looks unfinished to me. But do you, look. But do you, in comparison to Monique's look, how would you rate this look? See Monique's look? And then you see this look, Monique's look, then this look. It looks unfinished to me. The exposed corset, I don't really love. I wonder if it wasn't exposed, if I would like it more. The hair, it's kind of falling flat for me. I don't know. All right, guys, let me know how you would rate Tia's look. Okay. Stacey's look kind of reminds me of what she wore at last year's reunion, except it's a different color, right? Doesn't it? It kind of gives me that vibe, but it looks good on her. She's got a certain signature, right? All right. So dress is by, I can't pronounce this. Modu Piola, Akintade, fashion stylist Chanel Welsh, who's worked with Stacey and Wendy and things like that. Makeup artist is Axel Vasquez. Okay. She says, today my look is inspired by Nigeria. So Stacey said of her sparkling, crystal embellished gown with a plunging neckline, I would like to present to you my idea of what a Nigerian queen looks like. I want to serve passion. I want to serve purpose. I want to serve power. And I choose this wonderful Nigerian designer to bring it all together. She really leaning into her Nigerian roots, y'all. She looks great, though. I love the details in this. Hair and makeup looks great. But again, it reminds me of what she did last reunion. Just a different color. But it looks good. It definitely looks good. I don't know what I was expecting. I love the detail. Okay. How would you rate it, though, from 1 to 10? I'm going to give it an 8.5. I'm going to give it 8.5. And again, once I see it in motion, maybe my ratings will go up higher. Okay? All right. What are you guys saying in the chat? Maybe even a pixie cut. Ooh, like a bob, right? Maybe a bob. I don't know if I want to see, because, she likes to hide her ears for whatever reason. I don't know if she has big ears or something. But a bob would have been even nice with this. Like a nice little bob. The bob that Garcelle is rocking on her Instagram right now. That bob would have been gorgeous with this dress. Honestly, though, it would have reminded me of Shamia's reunion look. Remember Shamia's reunion look for Real Housewives of Atlanta? A bob would have been nice on this. Okay. But that's me. All right. 7 out of 10 for Stacey. 8. It's so her. 9. 8. Okay. All right, y'all. 5. Not a 5. Famalayo gave it a 9. Maloney gave it an 8.5. Okay. Blair says her hair needs to be up for once. Oh, a bob. Look, a bob. Something. Kay says her head might be too long for that. Well, you adjust the bob to the length of the head. Okay. All right, let's move on. We're talking about the reunion looks. I didn't realize there was this many cast members. Ashley Darby. Ashley's hair and makeup looks great. The dress, I actually liked another picture of the dress. Now I'm looking at this picture. I'm like, I don't know if I like this dress. Let me see who did this dress. Let's see. Stylist is Corey Sims. Shoes is Femme Los Angeles. Makeup artist is Alondra Antezana. And hairstylist Corey Sims. Ashley embraced the sultriness of the color red with her dazzling outfit consisting of textural mini dress with a dramatic floor skimming bow. I wanted a playful take on a look of elegance and envelope pushing sexiness, she explained the Daily Dish through an email. It looks like it needs to be steamed a little bit. Right? If you look at the train, I think it's also the pose. I got to see this in person. look, I got to see this in person. And look, I know some people are like, well, you just don't like Ashley. No, I think Ashley's hair and makeup looks beautiful. Okay? I'm just not sure about the dress. The dress seems a little like it's bunched up. Maybe if she I don't know. It's not my favorite look. It's definitely not my favorite look. If I had to rate it, though, I want to give it a bad rating, maybe a 6. How would you guys rate Ashley's look? It's okay. The hair and makeup. I mean, she's got a great body. Shai says her frame is too small for that dress. Maybe that's what's throwing me off. Because there's like a big bow on the side, and then under the big bow is like this long, messy train. Okay. But apparently the theme was wearable art. They didn't say that in the article, though. That's what what's her name? Monique said. Wearable art. Okay. All right. 5.5, 6, 4, 7, 3.5, 6. All right. 0. Damn. Okay. All right. Okay, that was Ashley Darby's look. Just when you thought it was getting bad, let's look at Giselle's. Oh, damn. Giselle has really had a good last couple of reunions. This gives lazy. But that's exactly what she's been giving at during the season in regards to her confessional looks. Very lazy. The makeup looks good, but her makeup usually does look good. The hair is pulled back. This dress is just blah. It's like a safe dress, but it's not even like safe in a good way. It's like, okay, I feel like she's wore something similar. Is this similar to the dress she wore when they all wore gold from that reunion that she got torn apart? It kind of reminds me of that dress. It's okay. Okay. It's like, I don't love the tailoring. The middle part where it's all twisted up, it's showing a little bit under. I don't know if that's intentional. It looks sloppy. It looks lazy. She's had a good 2 reunions in a row. And you're supposed to be the OG where you're talking about everybody. You're supposed to be the queen of Potomac. And you always come in looking like a peasant. Okay. Foxy says, I think it looks better in motion. Let's hope. I don't think so, though. I don't love the hair. I don't love the dress. The dress the tailoring on this dress doesn't look great to me. But that's me. And again, some people be like, oh, you just don't like Giselle. No, the dress is just bad. If Giselle looked good, I would have been like, Giselle actually looks good. Like the last couple of reunions, she's actually looked really good. But, one thing about Giselle, she's never going to be consistent. But all right. If you guys had to rate Giselle's reunion look from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? Angela gave her an 8. Oh. All right. She's trying to show off body, the Z says. 7 out of 10. No, I can't give her a 7 out of 10. I'm going to give her a 5, 5.5 maybe. No, 5. I'm going to give it a 5. Because it's safe. So I can't give her the same rating as Monique, because I didn't really like Monique's. But this, I'm going to give... She looked better during her Watch What Happens Live appearance. Her hair looked better, her makeup looked better, and her dress on Watch What Happens Live looked better than her reunion look. That's not good. Because this is where you're supposed to bring it. Okay. All right. How would you guys rate it from 1 to 10? Let me know. All right. Oh, wait, let me tell you what Giselle's wearing. Let me bring Giselle back up. Lord, we still haven't even gotten through all the reunion looks. I've been live for almost 2 hours. These lives on Fridays are too long. I can't. Dresses by Victoria Beckham. Oh. Victoria Beckham. If you saw my recent story about Brooklyn Beckham, and I not spilled any tea, you probably heard the story in regards to how allegedly David Beckham had to finance her fashion business because it wasn't doing well. This is Victoria Beckham, y'all. As it says, what? Shoes are by Renee Covilla. Jewelry is House of Emmanuel. Stylist is Craig Jennifer Jr. Makeup artist is Priscilla DeStasio. Hairstylist is Cal, right? Calexito Blout? Is that Cal? I'm assuming that's Cal. Cal, this is not good for your business, sir. This is not good for your business. Jen Falala says, hater made. Oh, yeah, Jen, this is Victoria Beckham, y'all. Everyone's like, what? Victoria Beckham. Backstage at the reunion, Giselle told the Daily Dish how she put on her own personal touch on her silky one-sleeve Victoria Beckham gown. She says, because Victoria was having me covered all up, I needed to show some skin, honey. So I did it with some little tweaks. So she made changes to this dress, y'all. She said, but I absolutely love it, she said of the dress, which featured a thigh-high slit and cutouts in the midsection. The material is amazing. It kind of cinches my body, so I'm here for it. So I wonder what the original dress looked like. Because did you make these alterations yourself, Giselle? Because that would explain why it looks like it needs a tailor. But okay. All righty then. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks for season 10. Be sure, if you're part of the replay crew, to let us know your ratings and thoughts on the reunion looks. Look, we're not fashionistas here, but we pretend to be when we do these reunion look critiques. Let's bring up Wendy Osefo. Wait a second. Where did we see this dress before? We saw it in another color. Where did we see this dress before? Can someone remind me? I saw this dress before and it was on someone else. Was it another housewife? Wendy has lost some weight. You see her arm in this picture? But remember when we had Taria on, she said seeing Wendy in person, she looked like she had lost a lot of weight. Wendy, I mean, first of all, she looks ravishing. Wendy looks ravishing in red. I love the big feather shawl that she's wearing. Okay? Gorgeous. Like, she's stunning. This dress is gorgeous. Josh says, yes, we are the fashion police. Okay? All right. Who also wore this dress before, y'all? I've seen this dress before. It's good, though. It's a good, sleek, shiny red. It's almost like the dress is painted on her body. Painted on her body. It's by Sergio Hudson. Black designer, Sergio Hudson. Feather jacket is by Albina Dilia. Shoes is by Femme LA. Jewelry is custom by Hugo Grit. Fashion stylist Paris Shea, who we've seen. Remember, Paris is the one that styled Kelly on RHOA, was styling Britt Eady, styled Marlo over the years. He's been styling Wendy. Okay? Gorgeous. Aja says the insurance is insuring. I think she looks gorgeous. For me, she's probably my favorite look. Gorgeous. The hair length, I love. The face is beat. I actually love the earrings. I love the feathery shawl that she's wearing, the feathery jacket that she's wearing. Oh my gosh. Now this is giving art, wearable art, right? Even her pose, the leg. It's like they painted this dress on Wendy. Where did I see this before? Oh yes, Excommunicado. It reminds me of Alexia's reunion look. I got to look it up now. I got to look up Alexia's reunion look. I got to look it up. I got to look it up because I thought, yes, it reminds me of her reunion look. Who did her reunion look? It's not exactly the same. It's definitely not. I'm looking at it, but it definitely is in that vein. It's definitely in that vein. Who did her dress? No, her dress is by someone else. Alexia's dress was by Alex Perry. This dress that Wendy's wearing is by Sergio Hudson. Oh, this dress is beautiful. I love the Diana Ross-esque coat. Yes, it's gorgeous. Her skin looks gorgeous. She knew she had to come and bring it. She's going to have a tough reunion. According to my sources, she had a very emotional reunion. She was crying a whole lot. But again, you never know what the edit's going to look like. But that was the word on the street, that she was crying up a storm during this reunion. Okay. All right. I love this look, though. Girl, no matter if you're crying, you going to look good crying. You're definitely going to look good crying. Okay. If you guys had to rate Wendy's reunion look from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? I'm giving this a 10. I love it. Paris, you did that. Paris, you did that. Gorgeous. Hair, makeup, stylist, you guys did that. The way that this dress, this is how, just the way that it's like it's painted on her body. The color, the movement of the texture of the dress feels like it's flowing. It's like just paint dripping down her body. Gorgeous. And then the feather gives it another texture. I sound like Joan Rivers. Gorgeous. She did that. I wonder if she was comfortable, though. Was she comfortable? Answer says tens. If you remember the channel, I did drop the call-in link for those that want to call in and share their thoughts on anything that we talked about. Yes, we have not talked about the Traitors just yet, but we're not done talking about the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion. Let's talk about this look. Karen made her appearance at the reunion. Karen looks youthful. Karen is what? How old is Karen? Karen's what, 60-something years old? Karen looks youthful. I don't know how I feel about the dress. I don't mind it. I mean, especially a woman of a particular age, she looks great. Let me tell you who did what for this dress. Let me tell you who did what for Karen's dress. So Karen does make an appearance for those that didn't know. Rejoining the ladies for the season 10 reunion, Karen donned a corseted crimson gown with asymmetrical statement sleeves. The curl clinging number featured a silky train that amped up the drama. They don't say who made what for her dress, but I mean, from the neck up, okay, from the décolleté up, Karen looks amazing. Like, she looks youthful. But the angle, I can't really see all of her hair. The dress is not my favorite, but it's also not my least favorite. It's not my least favorite. I'm going to give this one an 8. How would you guys rate Karen's reunion look? How would you rate it? Well, exactly. Deborah says it's still better than Jizzy. 100%. 100%. And again, once we see it in motion, maybe I'll feel differently. But Karen looks great with everything that she's been through. All right. Okay. Oh, wait. What is that? Is that shade, Sheree Fatima? She says Karen's true tourist fashion. What does that mean? Is that shade? Blair says, that's how you come back. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give Karen an 8. I'm definitely give Karen an 8. I think it was good. It's good. But here's the thing. I can't give Karen a 10 if I've given Wendy a 10. No. They're just not on the same level in regards to perfection. Just not on the same level. All right. So the reunion looks, guys. So that was the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks. We've been talking for over 2 hours. 2 hours. And since we're basking in red, don't forget our friends over at Rose Forever has got you covered this Valentine's Day. If you want roses for yourself and you need to send a hint to your husband, your girlfriend, or someone that you're dating, send them our link, the information in regards to Rose Forever, roses that will last you. These are from last year, these roses that I'm showing you right now. Last year. And they still smell like fresh roses. What kind of witchery? But I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Look at that. Gorgeous. Let me bring it up. I'll give you a close-up. Look at that. This is from a year ago. Do you see that? This is from a year ago, y'all. I'm showing you all in the camera. I'm showing you look how luscious these roses still are. Go check out your discount and everything will be available in the description. And if you see behind me, the heart-shaped roses, there's all kinds of shapes and sizes. All kinds of options for your budget. Again, when you do the math, the amount of money that you're paying for these roses, and they actually last a long time, do not compare to the roses that you're going to get from your local florist that's going to charge you tons of money. Okay? All right. Okay. Again, more information on that. And Are You Okay merch is available in the description. Don't forget, guys, you guys asked me to get you the Are You Okay mugs, but there's t-shirts available. There are hats available. Go get your Are You Okay merch right now. The sweatshirts as well. The mugs are available. The travel mugs are available as well. Again, head on over to houseofkempire.com. That's HAUS of Kempire.com. And don't forget the Kempire After Dark live show happens March 13th at the Green Room 42 here in New York City. I'm not having any other shows in any other cities this year. So come to the New York City show. If you can, there's a live stream option so you can watch from anywhere in the world. All right. Thank you so much. Josh says, I love the Are You Okay segment. Yeah, it's grown. You guys love it. You love it. You love it. You love it. You love it. And I appreciate it. All right. Now let's get to our Traitors recap. Okay, let's get to our Traitors recap. And we're back. Oh, yeah. Look. Yes, and we're back. Okay, can I sit down or should I stand up for this? Yes, I got my Traitors cape on, okay? All right. Welcome back. Can you guys hear me, see me? All right, yes. I went and got my cloak, okay? All right. I got my Traitors cloak on. All right. Oh, Lord, I'm going to have to sit down because I want to talk a lot more about this. Yes, come on now. I got to get my cloak on. Not stand up. Yes, I would be a traitor. I would be a traitor if I was going to do this, okay? All right. All right. All right. I had to get my Traitors. We're going to talk about Traitors, right? All right. Sage, thank you so much for the super chat. Sage says, talk about obtuse at Mo. Thank you so much for the super chat. Squirtle, thank you so much for the super chat. Squirtle says, Jazzy is giving red velvet cake. Thank you, Nota Queen, for the super chat. Nota Queen says, my pet peeve is corsets that make your body look wide. Both Monique and Jazzy need to fire whoever tailored those dresses. Well, damn. Guys are harsh. Mr. Melon Magic, thank you so much for the super chat. Mr. Melon Magic says, look at Angel looking as good as my profile picture. Y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. Okay? Miss Parker, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Parker says, Kay looks good enough to be put in a new photo frame. Y'all had nothing nice to say, did y'all? Chanel's reality says, Kay never misses. Sis understands the assignment. Well, that's not true, because she's had a couple of reunions that I'm like her last reunion look wasn't great. Her first reunion look wasn't great. So I don't know if I agree with that personally. Squirtle says, Stacey's look reminded me of the dress she wore at the Drew Barrymore show. Stacey looks reminded me of the dress she wore. Okay. You said that a couple of times. Squirtle, thank you for another super chat. Wendy said, if I go to jail, I'm going out in style. Well, damn. Nota Queen, thank you so much for the super chat. Nota Queen says, does Wendy have a crystal joint? A crystal joint? I don't understand what you're saying. But okay. Is it, you mean something she's holding in her hand? I don't know. All right, guys, I want to talk about the Traitors. I did drop the call link for those that want to call in and share their thoughts. We've talked about a bunch of stuff. That's why I said I don't know if I could do a live every week when it comes to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and talking about all these other shows. But Traitors is about to end. They only aired one new episode this week. Spoiler alert for those that have not watched episode 6 yet, or if you haven't gotten into this and you hate spoilers, then this is not where you need to be, okay? This is not where you need to be. Okay? All right. Oh, Lord have mercy. You guys are ripping the girls apart in the comments in regards to those reunion looks. Okay? All right. Okay, look, Swolson says, I want that cloak too. It took me a while to find the right cloak because there's a lot of cheap cloaks out there, and there's even like a sweatshirt cloak that NBC sells. I didn't like any of them. So it took me to do some research. But I said I was going to do a red one because I wanted to be the secret trader. You know, the secret trader had red, and then the UK version has red cloaks for them. Gloria says I want Rinna gone. This is the only time that I'm rooting for Lisa Rinna. This is the only time that I'm going to root for Lisa Rinna. Excommunicado says, not Kempire getting in costume instead of Couture. You know what? Instead of Couture for Traitors, a mood. Okay. Swolston says that episode 6 was so good. If you guys had to rate episode 6 from 1 to 10, how would you rate it? Look, let me just start from the beginning when it comes to Traitors. First of all, I did a video yesterday letting you guys know that Ron confirmed that he has autism. And you remember last week I said, I definitely get a vibe that he's neurodivergent. Apparently he didn't know, but he said he's still not gay. So you guys have been, not you guys probably, but the internet, these Traitors fans have been dragging Ron. And I don't get it. On one part, I get it. When he spoke to Dorinda, I didn't like the way he spoke to Dorinda. But it made more sense to me when he came out with the autism diagnosis. And I was like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It also made sense why he has a hard time socializing. And then we said that socializing is a part of the game. Okay? I'm just happy that Michael Rappaport's gone. And we don't have to look at this anymore. I did see that Candace sort of defended Michael Rappaport. She says, in between filming, a lot of times they're rushing to eat and trying to get ready. So that might be part of the reason why he was scarfing down food the way that he was scarfing down food. But he's the only one that we have pictured scarfing down food that way. But okay. Savannah says they need to leave Ron alone. I don't understand the Ron hate. I also don't understand why these faithfuls automatically thought that Ron was a traitor because he got rid of Portia. He had very legitimate information. It's not like he made up that information. And it's so funny how this game works because so many people were hating on Ron last week, including his castmates. And this week, it seemed like he had bonded with them overnight, right? It was like such different energy. And right before Ron, when they were at the round table and Ron was about to be voted out, he's like, well, before I'm voted out, I just want to say some messages to some of you guys. And as he's saying these beautiful messages to people that he's recently bonded with, including Traitors, RHOBH, the people are saying, I don't think he's a traitor. That was his superpower, because the more he spoke and was pouring into people that he connected with, people were like, I don't think he's a traitor. And they still, spoiler alert, and they still voted and sent him home. I understood why Candace voted for him. She was like, I need to remain consistent. Okay? I need to remain consistent. And I just didn't understand how people voted for Ron. And then you saw that Colton's also getting it badly this week. People just don't like Colton. I get it. And it's because for those of you that follow him on The Bachelor, didn't like him then. But he's also not very likable on this show. There's something about him that's not very likable. And y'all are not giving enough credit to Ron and the Real Housewives of Atlanta style read that he put on Colton. Because he came for Colton at that round table, and I wrote it down what he said. He says to Colton, you got it wrong you got it more wrong than me, because we don't like Michael, we don't count it. Because we love Portia, we are still on me. And I don't believe that's fair. And then he's like, any other questions? But he had valid points. I didn't understand everyone thinking that he was a traitor. He brought up valid points about Portia. I could understand why people that don't know Portia would think that she was a traitor based on how she was moving and the slip of the tongue. But then after that round table, everyone's like, oh, I think Ron's a traitor. I think Jam Jam's a traitor, and we know who the traitors are. But the way that Jam Jam is moving, I'm like, he moves like a traitor. Even in this week's episode, he's talking about, I think we should take a shield. And I guess that could be read as, oh, he's really the faithful. He's worried about being, offed. But me personally, because even Maura was like, Maura's still bringing the fashions. Sidebar. Did anyone else notice that Dorinda looked a little disheveled during breakfast this week? And we know Dorinda loves, she likes to drink a little bit. And I heard stuff, but I'm wondering, I'm like, Dorinda, are you okay? She looked a little disheveled. Was it the night before drinking? I don't know. She just looked a little shoveled. Swoleston says, I love Jam Jam. Jam Jam for me, and I know he's not a traitor, but the way he's moving makes me think that he's a traitor. Okay? Well, Tracy says Colton is stalking all the women. Well, remember, he's been accused of doing that to an ex in real life. People are also accusing him of trying to weaponize himself being a victim on this show as well. I get why people don't like Colton. I don't like Colton either, if I'm being honest. But the way that Ron read him down at that round table, before they even get to the round table, Colton confronts Lisa Rinna because he's starting to talk about Lisa Rinna. He believes that Lisa Rinna is a traitor. And we know that she is. But part of me is like, I don't want him to get Lisa Rinna. He confronts Lisa Rinna. He's just like, I want to work with you. And his perspective, he's going to hold a traitor hostage. That's his language. That didn't land well for people that accuse you of stalking your ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Exactly. From Malayo says, Jam Jam is very traitorish. He definitely moves like a traitor. If I was playing the game and I didn't know that he was a traitor, I would have thought that he was a traitor. Josh says that Colton is a weirdo. Hold on. The comments are moving. Shout out to all of you that are here. We have like 1,700 of you here and not even 1,000 likes. Like the video, y'all. Easy free way of supporting our Friday live today. Okay? Josh says that Colton is a weirdo, and the way that he's so giddy to watch Rinna get upset is giving fan behavior. Get away from us with this, Andy. Well, that's the thing. It's weird to me that he expects a different side of Lisa Rinna. And after the roundtable, after he's brought up her name at the roundtable, and he says, like, you're moving different, you're not acting like a housewife. And he's like, how does a housewife act? Lisa Rinna, though, stood up for herself. I will give her that. She definitely stood up for herself. And she later tells him, it's like, I had a 36 plus, year career before Housewives. I was Lisa effing Rinna before Housewives, and I'll be Lisa effing Rinna after Housewives. I mean, I knew Lisa Rinna was before she was on Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I remember her from the daytime soaps. But that's what I knew her from. I didn't know her beyond that for anything else. If anything, Beverly Hills made her probably more of a household name, maybe. I don't know. But he's like, she's moving differently. And he brings this up to Dorinda. And he's like, don't you think she's moving differently? Is she not being herself? But Lisa Rinna's justification is like, that's not only who I am. You're basing who I am on what you've seen on television. Here's the thing. At the round table, though, RHOBH voted against Lisa Rinna. And you can see the expression on Lisa Rinna's face and on Candace's face. Like, oh my God, like, what are you doing right now? We're already having someone turn. So later on, they have a meeting in the turret, and they're going to have to do another murder in plain sight. And Lisa Rinna decides that she will be the one to wear the brooch. Okay? They should just make Colton touch that damn brooch, because we're ready for him to go. So they have to do another murder in plain sight. They end up having a conversation as traitors outside of the turret in the kitchen. And they're like, what are you doing? Why would you vote for Lisa Rinna? What he should have voted for, he should have voted for was Ron to sort of save himself. But he took a risk by voting for Lisa Rinna. Do you guys think that he should have voted for Ron? I don't think Ron should have went home. And maybe that was Rob's perspective. He doesn't want, because apparently Rob and Ron bonded. Again, we're watching an edited show. It didn't seem that way last week during those episodes, but this week we're seeing like, oh, apparently Ron must have bonded with a bunch of people, because he's giving love messages to them. Since I'm going to go, I'm just going to say, some nice things about you guys. And then it's just like, and when he got up there, he was like, I'm a faithful. And they were devastated. It was like, mind you, at that particular point, I have to give it to Johnny Ware, the ice skater, Olympic ice skater. Johnny Ware. Sidebar. It's so interesting that they put Tara Lipinski in not interesting. They did it intentionally because it's airing during the Winter Olympics. So this was intentional, putting these two on the Traitors now. Johnny Ware, though, put it together. He was like, we need to start fostering a group of us that can control the round table. And he's like, he's figured out the math. He's like, we need 8 of us to be on the same page. And it looked like he had rallied the troops because he was ready to throw Colton under the bus. He believes that Colton is a traitor. So Colton names comes up at the round table. His name comes up at the round table. And Lisa Rinna's name comes up because of Colton at the round table. Ron has always been a name that came up at the round table. It's going to be an interesting next couple of weeks. I saw Danielle, who was on Traitors, was it last season? She says that she hopes that Colton makes it to the end. And she hopes that he makes it to the end with a traitor. So when he makes it to the end, he thinks that he's won, and then he's going to lose. If Rob is able to foster that relationship with Colton, he could possibly do that. He could possibly do it. We shall see. I know a lot of people do not want to see Colton continue on, though. I don't know, y'all. Right now, he has such a huge target on his back. The traitors are not going to kill him. It's going to have to be they convince the faithfuls that he's a traitor, and then they get rid of him. Can we talk about Candace? Candace is having such a moment. First of all, everyone's bringing the fashion. I'm loving Jam Jam's fashion. I'm actually even loving Dorinda's fashion. I'm not minding Lisa Rinna's fashion. It's different. It's not like their fashion. It's giving something else. Like I said, this is the only time I'm ever going to be rooting for Lisa Rinna. I'm loving quirky fashions from Candace, but Candace is delivering in regards to she's playing a really good game. No one really suspects her. I'm loving her fashions. I saw that she said that those first early murders are all her decisions. So all the people that they've murdered were on Candace. That's what she said on her own podcast. Yeah, Monet, when Monet was there, Monet was bringing the fashions as well. Maura, we do not talk enough about Maura from Love Island. Her fashions, her beat, her hair. Oh, she's bringing the fashions as well. She is definitely bringing the fashions as well. Let me see what you guys are saying. Thank you guys so much for the super chats. Yamil, thank you so much for the super chat. She says, I'm tired of people like Colton getting platforms. He shouldn't have been casted with his passive stalking and harassment. It was confirmed. Well, what about the Zionist horrendous things and racist things that Michael Rappaport has said on platforms? I agree. All of them shouldn't have been cast. But I think for a lot of us, we didn't know about this. I think I may have heard about the stalking thing. I just didn't remember. But hold NBC Universal and casting for accountable for that. But Candace has been delivering. She has definitely been delivering. And dare I say, she's a far better traitor than Phaedra. I hate to compare, but if we had to, I think that she's a far better traitor than Phaedra. But Phaedra gave us some really iconic moments too.
The new year means new health goals, not just for your body, but for your finances too. But did you know financial health is directly related to identity protection? You need LifeLock because your personal info is in endless places that are outside of your control. It only takes one mistake, and not even your mistake, to expose you to identity theft and lost funds. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points per second and alerts you to threats you could miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's US-based restoration specialist will fix it, backed by the $1 Million Protection Package. In fact, restoration is guaranteed or your subscription money back. Don't face drained accounts, fraudulent loans, or other financial losses from identity theft alone. Resolve to make identity, health, and wealth part of your New Year's goals with LifeLock. Visit lifelock.com/iHeart and save up to 40% your first year. That's 40% off at lifelock.com/iHeart. Terms apply.
Let me say thank you to Demi. Thank you to Demi for the super chat. Demi says, Traitors is my show. I fell for Ron, and he made a great point about peach juice. Yeah, I felt like, and them focusing on him because he got peach juice out early on felt silly to me. And look, do I think Lisa Rinna could have argued better when they said that, well, you voted for Portia, and I thought the housewives would stick together? I'm like, the housewives are not going to stick together. I would have literally said, Ron made valid points that made me go, okay, yes, we're housewives, but this is a game. And they may have chosen a housewife, because she also knows this too, they may have chosen a housewife to be a traitor. So I voted for Portia. I probably would have voted for Portia too, based off of what he said. Like, wait, she said murder? But then I would have said, well, Ron, hear me out. Ron, hear me out. Portia misspeaks a lot. Okay. Ooh, Juliet says, if Colton becomes a traitor, the traitors will lose. Well, I hope that's not an option. Aless says that Candace is playing so smart. Okay. I'm at work, y'all, says, Kev, you got me addicted to Traitors. My first time actually watching, and I'm so in it. Loved Ron's roundtable. He was so good. I just to read again what Ron said to Colton, because he come on, one time for Ron. Ron said to Colton in defense of himself at the roundtable, you got it wrong more than me. Because we don't like Michael, we don't count it. Because we love Portia, we're still on me. I don't believe that's fair. Any other questions? Damn. I was not ready for that read from Ron. Okay. Okay. Guys, keep liking the video. I will drop the call link for you guys. Once we get to 900 likes, we have members backstage that want to call in and share their thoughts on Traitors, Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, or maybe the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks. Maloney, thank you so much for being a member for the Super Chat. Maloney says, Elisa didn't fight enough for herself at the round table. Hopefully she gives us more. We have to remember this round table is edited down. Maybe she did fight more. I also didn't feel like, based off of the edit, that what Colton said was enough to vote for her. But apparently it was enough for quite a few people that they ended up voting for her. But it was almost split between Colton, Lisa Rinna, and Ron. Ron didn't lead by a lot of votes. And a lot of people believed at that roundtable, like, Ron's not a traitor. But they also felt like there was a lot of suspicion. So they just had, even if he wasn't a traitor, they had to at least rule him out. I don't get why they thought that he was a traitor. I still don't understand. Noda Queen, and again, maybe it was because he wasn't being social with them, but now knowing that he's autistic, that it would probably make more sense. But I probably would have been in there like, he might be a little neurodivergent, y'all, and y'all don't know it. And maybe he doesn't know it either, and apparently he didn't. But okay. Noda Queen, thank you so much for another super chat. Noda Queen says, Candace's game is so good because she's actively and earnestly is trying to find a traitor. Candace also talked about being very scared of the setup out there. She talked about Eric and his hearing someone laughing. She's like, he must have heard voices because nobody was out in that forest laughing. She said, I don't know what laughing he was hearing. He said production is very professional. She definitely didn't laugh out there. She said she was scared when Ron was yelling. The way that he was yelling, she said she's been frightened this entire game. And you saw in this week's game, they were in like this haunted house, and they had to figure out these clues in order to find the money at the burial site. So, yeah. Noda Queen, thank you for another super chat. Noda Queen says, also, Rob turning on Lisa is giving me PTSD from Love Island. That man needs to be watched, y'all. Oh, wait a minute. What do you mean? You know I don't watch Love Island. What did he do on Love Island? Okay. Yeah, we have to give Candace credit for how she's playing this game, and no one suspects her. The people that have been voted out already are already saying, oh my God, I didn't suspect her at all. Okay. Exactly. Savannah says we needed Candace. She is hilarious in her from the first 3 episodes, we had so many moments from Candace that were making us crash out and laugh at all of her funny moments. And her I have to say, her kooky fashion is definitely getting me too. I'm loving her fashion choices. Guys, just joining us for talking a bunch of different things. I will be adding the timestamps after the live. Probably not till after I eat something, because I'm going to meditate and then eat, and then I will add the timestamps. You'll be strong. You'll be strong. All right. I posted the call-in link for our members live chat. I'll drop the call link for you. Let's get to 950 likes because we were close to 900 likes already. If you're a member of the channel, I've dropped the call-in links for you guys. Keep in mind, the opinions of the callers do not represent the opinions of myself, TheKempire LLC, or our sponsors, like our friends over at Rose Forever. Go get you something. If you haven't gotten yourself something, look, go get you something. I can't believe how these suckers still smell fresh. I cannot believe that. But anyway, I've digressed. All right. I'm going to put my hood back on. We're going to get to our callers. Look, let me put my hood on. Look. Wait. Look. Here we go. Are we ready? Look.
Are we ready? Who's going to die next? All right.
The opinions of the callers, again, do not represent the opinions of myself. They are going to respect the timer, and everything that they say is alleged. We're going to bring up Angel first. Angel, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, happy Friday.
You too.
I think that Wendy 8, I give her look a 10. Nobody else on Potomac is worth mentioning. Ooh. And if she has to auction off those clothes because she has to repay restitution, I'm going to cash app Taria because I would like that coat. And then, I am loving Rinna. so far on Traitors. I was so shocked after Ron's speech that the tables kind of turned and she was gonna they were gonna surprisingly catch a traitor. But I have not liked her this much since I felt bad for her when Hope came back to vote on Days of Our Life. So kudos to Lisa. She's turning people's opinions a little bit. And I did feel bad for Ron because I thought he swung it where he was gonna make it another week. So I'm looking forward to Colton going home next week. And I think that the Traitors do need to do better on the website because I looked for a cloak today too, couldn't find one. The merch is crap, and we need Alan's gold little kilt too because I want that too.
Ooh, well, I found mine on Etsy. For those that want to know, I found mine on Etsy. I was doing some research. Take care, Angel. Okay. Paola says, just a reminder, Instacart was giving Peacock subscriptions with their membership. FYI. For those that didn't know, thank you, Paola. All right. I've been talking so much, y'all. It's time for me to just get through these callers. All right. Nia, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire, you look great,
Thank you.
Always. We definitely need you on Traitors. I am actually living for the drama Rob and Colton brought, although I don't like Colton for allegedly stalking his ex and banishing Tiffany. And lastly, for Beverly Hills, to quote Ken Todd, goodbye, Kyle. I do not like her one bit. I love Kathy, though. I'm not going to lie, when she asked Amanda if she was referring to her dog, I almost fell on my treadmill. Like, it was that funny, but inappropriately funny. Worst timing ever.
I know.
But yeah, happy Friday and have a good day.
You too, Nita.
Thanks.
You can't, but you know it's not coming from a malicious place when Kathy said that. You know, you just know. All right, Nota Queen is backstage. Nota Queen, what did you want to share?
I have so much to say. I'm going to be quick. But okay. Rob on Love Island, he did something very similar where he betrayed the girl that he was coupled up with. And you can recouple. That's not the problem. But it's like the way he went about everything. And then when he went to go break up with her and like talked all this mess about her, then he like became the victim suddenly and was all hurt and brooding and jumped in the pool to hide away from the cameras and all this other stuff. And he did the same thing. Traitors. He betrayed Lisa and then was like, I'm really a faithful at heart. This just broke my heart so much. Boy, please. Boy, please. Yeah. And also he's like this. I feel like Rob is low key, probably a similar type of introvert to Ron. So it's interesting that Ron is getting whacked for that. And Rob isn't, even we know because it's pretty privileged because he's white and all that other stuff. As far as the reunion looks, proportionizing. I've sewed for 15 years. The fit on some of these custom looks angers me. It aggravates me so much. The proportions on Monique's look have been better and been fixed. Jazzy's, all of them. Wendy is a 10, but like even Giselle, that little dress that she got from Macy's on the way to the reunion, it don't even fit at the shoulder. Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. That's too much. But yeah, oh yeah. Also, I was saying Wendy had a crystal joint in her hand in her reunion picture. Oh, that's what it looked like to me in the individual picture that you showed.
Hold on, where's Wendy's picture? Oh,
yeah, that's what that looks like.
Maybe. Wouldn't be shocking. Okay. All right. Thanks, Soda Queen, for calling in.
Have a good one.
You too. All right. Shout out to everyone watching on X. I see you guys. Hey, I told you so. All right. Let's bring up Duchess D. Duchess D, what did you want to share?
Kempire, my mug came today. My Are You Okay mug is here today. I'm so happy. I can't wait to sip tea from it and I'll listen to you spill tea.
Take a picture and send it to me.
Very quickly, Wendy, that is fraud money well spent, allegedly. She looks great, and I hope she, and she's going to have her emotional reunion, but she looks fantastic doing it. Now, as for the Traitors, I don't like it when the Traitors turn against each other. Rob, why'd you do that? I think Candace should be the one wearing the brooch because it does fit her style more, especially the style that she's been wearing on this season. It would just make more sense for her to do it. But we'll see how that goes. And then I don't know if you saw, but Michael Rappaport did an interview with Andy Cohen because Bravo loves platforming that man. Anyway, he's now all like, I don't think I'm going to go to the reunion. And on one end, I'm like, don't go. We don't want to see you. But on another end, I'm like, he's lying. He loves attention that. But yeah, now he's just like, I don't think I'm going to go to the reunion because of all the backlash. And you won't be missed if you don't, but I know you're lying. But that's all I have today.
Where did he interview him? On the Radio Andy?
One of the Andy Cohen shows. I saw the story on Deadline, and they said one of the Andy Cohen shows.
I'm thinking
don't know.
it must have been Radio Andy because I haven't seen him on Watch What Happens Live.
Oh no, it wasn't on Watch What Happens Live. It must have been Radio Andy. But yeah.
Thanks, Ashasti. Take care.
No problem.
All right. Did I drop the call link for the general audience? We're almost 5 likes away from 950, guys. Keep liking the video. Let me drop the call link for you guys really quickly. We're going to get to some more callers. Let's bring up Shannon next. Shannon, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. Happy Friday.
You too.
So basically, I'm just going to talk about Traitors. Candace, like you have said before, is been playing like a really, really, really good game to the point where like Johnny wanted to include her in the Fateful Eight, you know, to sway the vote and everything like that. So that is a telltale sign that she's doing really well. If everything goes well, she might be like a Suri. And for those who didn't watch season 1, Suri won the show and she remained undetected the entire time. And she's the only traitor that I think that I know of that has won the show.
Yeah.
So, yeah, kudos to her. Lisa Rinna, like you said, Lisa Rinna, this is the first time I'm actually rooting for her. And I hope she gets out of this one. I don't know how it's gonna work out, but I hope she does. And yeah, last but not least, Colton, get off my screen. Bye.
Thanks, Shannon. Take care. Ooh. All right. Let me bring up Keem next. Keem, what's going on?
Hey, so happy Friday.
You too.
I'm calling because I want to talk about first Monique. And it's so funny how Monique always talked about Giselle's fashion, but I mean, now, you know, in this reunion, she's dressed the worse than Giselle, in my opinion. And as far as Colton, I love Colton. I think he's so sexy. Like, I think he belongs on my screen. That's the only reason why I'm really rooting for him. But I mean, yeah, that's pretty much about it.
Okay. Thanks, Keem, for calling in. All right. Let's bring up Nicole Richardson next. Nicole, what did you want to share?
Nicole Robertson. There you go. Love and light, sweetheart. No. I see what you're doing, Kempire. Like with all black, you giving you giving homage to MLK.
Okay.
You giving homage to Malcolm X. I see the all black because I wear the same thing.
Okay.
And what I want to say to you is that I'm a traitor. Oh Lord, this is the cable guy, but I'm gonna talk the same way. Okay. So what I'm gonna say to you is this: Traitors. I love to see all three of them together: Candace, Rob, and Lisa Rinna. Lisa Rinna, Billy Reed. Back in the day, she was the original one on Days of Our Lives. And this was I didn't like her on Beverly Hills, but she's showing her true self on, you know, from Days of Our Lives. And Candace, she's playing it right, short stuff. You know, she's playing it strategically. Wait, you see her outfits. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I'm just talking, but I just want to say to you is this: Traitors, I love all three of them together. They're doing it the right way. I love this whole cast. And it's you that was bringing it to Bravo and letting us know what it's about. I'm sorry. The Campbell guy is here, so I got to go quickly. I'm Aquarius, February 3rd.
Happy early birthday. Happy early birthday to all the Aquariuses celebrating a birthday. All right, let's bring up Nicole next. D. Nicole, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kemp.
Hey.
Child. I'm going to just talk about Traitors. Well, I'll say Wendy looked good. Karen looked good. I do want to see how her hair looked.
Yeah.
And I think Jazzy, her look is okay. I wish she did something different with her hair. Like, it just looks... I don't like that. Just, I wish you did either a cute little curly bob or a updo, like what you said earlier with a rose in her hair. That would have been cute. That would have pulled the look together, but just the hair don't look right with that. But with Traitors, I was yelling at my screen, Rob, no, please. And I love Rob, but at the same time, I was like, I was trying to play like devil's advocate, like, okay, if I was in his position and I made all these, like, you know, connections with everybody, and kind of like what Rena did in the first episode. She voted who she thought like everybody was leaning more towards. So I was kind of like, I get it, but I don't.
Yeah.
But I wish he didn't do that. I do hope they come together after this next episode. But I'm going to send you that recipe for the Marry Me chicken pasta that I told you about the last time. I'm going to DM it to you.
Okay.
It turned out really good.
Oh, it did it?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm hungry.
My dad loved it. Sorry. Bye.
Thanks for calling in, D. Nicole. All right.
problem.
Excommunicado's backstage. We're going to bring up next. Oh, Excommunicado. There we go. Excommunicado, are you there?
Yeah, hi, Kempire.
Hey.
So Lisa is the traitor that I'm rooting for the least, but anyone else can get her, just not Colton. So Papa can be the one to get her. And she actually disappointed me because the defense that Ron and Tiffany gave is what I expected Lisa to give at that table because they both came like guns blazing. And I don't know if you saw the comments that Ron made on Threads about Dorinda. Apparently, she said some very offensive personal things to him. That was why he had that amount of aggression towards her. Apparently, that wasn't aired.
Okay.
But yeah, lastly, I think Colton will become a traitor because after Rob's mess, it's either Candice and Rena takes Rob out or Rena is found out and she leaves. So that leaves room for one more traitor.
Yeah.
And Candice said on a podcast that it is interesting to see Colton's trajectory on the show. So I kind of feel like he might end up, because if he remains and keeps getting the shield like you're threatened, the only way to actually get him on their side, as opposed to against them, would bringing him into the turret. So that's what I kind of feel like.
Okay. Excommunicado, thanks for calling in. Well, that's interesting. I mean, again, I always remind you, you're watching an edited show. So that explains a little bit more as to why Ron reacted the way that he reacted. But it seems like they all fell in love with Ron this week. They weren't ready. I still think that Rob R. could have voted for Ron. I know he didn't want to vote for Ron. But if he really wanted to remain loyal to the Traitors, he didn't have to vote for Lisa Rinna. Okay. All right. Let's bring up Arjun. Arjun, what did you want to share? Arjun, you're muted.
Sorry, Kempire, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I wanted to say Monique's dress, because of the triangles, I thought it was supposed to be like 180 degrees and she's like 180. That's what I thought, but it's not. Also, I have a question for you. Didn't you say Dubai Bling last year is not going to get renewed?
I don't recall saying that.
Okay, that's fine then, because I was like, Kempire said it's not going to get renewed, but they just announced Dubai Bling season 4.
I know, season 4 is coming. I don't recall.
I know it.
I could have said, I don't think they should.
Oh, that's what it was then. I must be wrong. But I'm so excited for Dubai Bling. Do you know Farial Maktoum? Do you know anything about her?
Say it one more time.
Farial Maktoum.
No, I don't know.
She's supposed to be on it as well.
Oh.
She's Amir Khan's wife from the UK, the boxer.
Oh.
And they're saying they're going to be 2 Indian TV celebrities who's going to make an appearance and they're going to get engaged. Like, this season, I think it's going to be good. There's a lot of news.
If they renew Dubai Bling, that means we're definitely getting young, famous, and African back.
I hope so. But I'm going to say, for Hannah, you better not bring Shania Lyon on Netflix. No, I'm going to skip. The.
But they're really friends.
I know, but I don't want to say Shania Lyon. I can't do it.
Wow, you hear that? All right, Arjun, thank you for calling in.
Bye.
Bye. And the reason why I say that is because you always want to see authentic connections. And if you follow Shania Ayan, you see that she's really friends with some of these people that you see on Dubai Bling, including Farhana. All right. Yeah, I don't recall me saying that they got canceled because I remember hearing that there was going to be a new season being filmed. So, okay. But I also don't remember everything I share with you guys because I hear stuff all the time and I don't share it. All right. Brandy's backstage. I'm going to bring Brandy up next. Brandy, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire. How are you?
Well, how you doing?
Good. I just wanted to say that it really bothered me how Jennifer apologized to Sutton. And Sutton, I didn't hear her apologize not one time to Jennifer Tilly. Like, that really, really, really irritates me. And I thought it was funny how Keely was like, Bose has some good sized eggs, and the doctor was like, no, actually they're microscopic. I'm like, he looked like one of those dudes that try to act like he's smarter than he really is. But really, I hate how, like, I feel for women who have to go through so much to try to get pregnant when the world is like so messed up. Because I probably know like 10 women that can get pregnant by they dudes just looking at them the wrong way, you know? And they don't have the means or the mentality to be a mother, but they can get pregnant at the drop of a dime. Like, I think that's just so messed up. But I have one question for you real quick though. Do you cry often?
No.
Kempire, do you cry often? Like Sutton and Amanda.
You try to give me Amanda? That's not what she said. She said to Sutton, she's like, "Are you a crier?"
Right. Do you cry often?
I'm like, oh.
Either way, she's annoying as hell, but
Thanks, Brandy. Take care.
All righty. Bye.
I forgot it's Friday, y'all. What y'all doing on this Friday? Well, you know there's a snowstorm coming it's coming across America, but it's coming to New York next. Jasmine, what did you want to share about any of the topics that we covered this afternoon?
Hey, Kempire, happy Friday.
You too.
I just wanted to come on here and tell you that you triggered me. You put that lady up there, that Steph lady with the deeds.
Yeah.
I was triggered from her because the way she was just very disrespectful and downright racist to Black female contestants from this past season of Love Island.
Oh.
And she had the nerve to talk about Reza. Oh, Kempire was over here. My blood was boiling. But then I said, this is why I watch Kempire, because he might do pop culture, but he's not trying to tear people down and trash them. So I just wanted to give you your flowers because you are nothing like that lady. Like nothing like her.
That can tell you how much I do not pay attention to other people and what's going on.
I don't. And I really don't get caught up in a lot of stuff. Like I really just watch you and maybe a few other people for social, commentary on pop culture and stuff. But her, because Love Island was so big last season, she kept popping up on my timeline. And then there was other things going on. She straight up lied on Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo, I could take or leave, but I don't. When somebody lies on somebody, I don't look at them the same. She straight up lied on her. So she's just a straight racist. I got no respect for her. I blocked her a long time ago. Ooh. So when I saw her again today, I was like, oh my God.
Sorry. Damn. Jasmine, I'm sorry. I didn't know. It wasn't intentional.
No, you didn't know. But yes.
But good to know now, Lord.
I know now, yes. And like I said, I appreciate everything you do because you definitely keep my nervous system regulated. I don't never have to worry about hearing you tear anybody down, especially a Black woman. So thank you, Kempire.
I didn't know.
Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Jasmine. Take care.
Right, bye.
Didn't know. All right. De La Shay's backstage. De La Shay, what did you want to share about any of the topics that we talked about today?
Hi, Cam. Are you hungry? Because the way Ron ate those girls up at the table has me ravished. Yes. Okay. I loved everything he had to say, but I will say that I do understand the suspicion around him. Like what he said was valid. We, the audience, know it was true, but the only person who was able to confirm that ended up being a trailer. Case in point, he ends up looking like a traitor too. Candace honestly doesn't come close to what Faye was giving. That's why we keep comparing her, because Phaedra right now is the pinnacle of that. And also I feel like Candace gets away with a lot because she's petite and thin, which aligns itself to whiteness. So like even with her throwing those grapes at Rob, that was wild. I can't see Portia getting away with that. You know what I mean? Yam Yam can go. I don't appreciate how he was talking to Tiffany. It was definitely giving POC and not Black, so he could go to the door too. And shout out to Stacey, our reclamation of heritage Nigerian queen. I think that she should have complimented, she should have completed her look with her natural coils out. I think that really would have helped her stake her claim to the Nigerianness that she claims. And on that note, have a great weekend and stay warm this holiday blizzard season.
Goodbye. Bye, Taylor. OMG, y'all actually, is there a full moon? Is something happening? Is there an eclipse coming? Isn't there on the 25th? Lord, because y'all are feisty in the comments and the super chats today. Guys, we're almost at 1,000 likes. You're just joining us. Don't forget, you could hear our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast And don't forget to give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And don't forget, we will be spilling all the tea come March 13th at the Green Room 42 here in New York City. It's the one night only, the one show I'm doing this year. I will not be coming to any other cities. Get your tickets today or get your live stream tickets. The only show where we live stream, where the tea will be spilled. Get your tickets today. More ticket information will be available in the description. Shout out to our King's Guards. Be sure to say thank you to them in the chat. Let me get to these. Our last caller, Emily. Emily, what did you want to share about any of the topics that we talked about?
Hi. Okay, I hope you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Perfect. I just wanted to call in to talk about Traitors because I've loved this show now for all of these seasons. But I already sent a chat about this. I cannot stand Colton. I'm sorry. People who have passed that, like how he does, should not be given platforms like this. The fact that he has a Netflix show about coming out, which is great. Like, I'm glad that he, got to finally live his real life. But I'm sorry, with what he did to his past Bachelor winner is unacceptable. People should not have platforms after doing that. And I know you mentioned Michael, too, saying messed up things. Exactly. He shouldn't have a platform either. I'm sorry. I'm just tired of Peacock, NBC, all these places letting terrible people be on their shows.
Well, you notice
That's it for me.
You notice the certain people that continuously get platform and what they look like.
Oh, of course. That's the whole thing. Because if Colton had a different complexion, there's no way he would be getting these opportunities. So I agree 1,000,000%. Stay safe, stay warm. The snowstorm is going to hit me too. So hopefully we will be okay.
We will be. We will be. We will be. Thank you, Emily.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Oh, all right, y'all. On that note, I'm hot in this cloak. Did you guys also notice, for those that are watching on YouTube, I put the little smoky background behind me. I got the castle. Yeah, it's the actual castle from Traitors, okay? And Claudia from the UK one is the one in the middle here. I love Claudia. Claudia is very different than Alan Cummings as a host. I have not recapped. I did briefly talk about, I think last week or the previous week, a little bit about Celebrity Traitors UK. So good. It's available on Peacock. I literally started rewatching season 3 of The Traitors, the UK, and I completely forgot. I was like, oh, wait, I watched this one, but I'm now in it because I don't remember who won. So don't tell me. I was like, I don't remember. I remember how it kind of plays out, but I'm like, I don't remember who won. So I'm like, I'm rewatching it. But anyway, guys, thank you to everyone that called in. Thank you to everyone that sent in a super chat. We're almost at 1,000 likes. Thank you to the 5 people that disliked. That means you were watching. Thanks for that. Those of you that aren't subscribers, become subscribers. If you're a subscriber, thank you. If you're a member, thank you. King's Guards, thank you. Thank you to everyone that has purchased something from our merch store. Thank you to everyone that supports our sponsors. I'm so excited about the new sponsors that will be coming this month to the channel. So support any way that you guys can. We appreciate it. All right. Maloney said, I just ordered my cloak. Yes. Come on, cloak. All right. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. I'm going to go rest my voice. I've been talking for, 3 hours. You guys held me here for 3 hours? No, not that. I've been here for 3 hours. Lord have mercy. Well, this is going to be a long, juicy podcast for those that listen to the podcast. While you're there, don't forget to give us a 5-star review. I will see you all in the next one. We talked about a bunch of stuff. I will add the timestamps later on. If you're looking for the Real Housewives of Potomac reunion looks, just fast forward, replay crew. Okay, fast forward. I will add the timestamps later. Okay? All right, y'all. I will see you all in the next one. Thank you so much for over 1,000 likes. Thank you to all the 1,300 of you that are still here. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Stay safe, stay warm, and stay out of trouble. Bye, y'all.
Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. Don't forget to give us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for more information on the podcast, head on over to KempireRadio.com.